You ready, right? Free music.
And we proceed to
Give you what you need. Wow, como todo cambió increíblemente. El género se convirtió en uno sin precedentes. Mientras yo estuve ausente, Calle 13 ganó Grammy. La gasolina del Daddy le abrió puertas a mucha gente. Looney Tunes con Paris y hasta Jay-Z con Héctor. Y la Sinfónica de Londres con Tempo. Don Omar con Gilberto tratando de rescatar la salsa. Si mis letras son falsas, que deje de soplar el viento. Las compañías grandes pendientes al movimiento porque se dieron cuenta que su producto estaba lento. Ahora es urbano, ya esto no es reggaetón. Y lo que está sonando en la radio es un aburrimiento. Pero ahora gústele o no, somos los raperos los que controlamos la industria en el mundo entero. Universal, Machete y Sony vinieron a probar suerte invirtiendo su cochino dinero. Yo digo lo que siento y estos blancos ricos se metieron buscando ganancias en algo que ni creyeron. Quieren mi producto, ganar dinero, cabrones, pues esto es un asalto. Mano arriba y denme sus millones. Desde nene sé cuando alguien viene con sinceridad, con algo oculto, hipocresía y falsos corazones. Conozco sus intenciones y si me quieren firmar necesito ver 7 cifras en blanco y negro y no a color. Así nos vamos entendiendo y entrando más a la realidad de lo que yo estoy diciendo. No traten de impresionarme, había hablándome bonito. Bonito, que es el idioma que hablamos en Puerto Rico. Muchos cambios, los cambios traen dificultades. Muchos cantantes, pero solo uno canta las verdades. Ahora están comerciales porque los niños compran discos. Hipócrita, mi música nació en los residenciales. Por eso mis discos traen sellos de líricas explícitas, proyectando en cada tema actividades ilícitas. Yo siempre seré el mismo tempo, el mismo Gante, el mismo David Sánchez, el mismo que a la vez se torna humilde y arrogante. Yo soy el motivo, soy la razón y la causa que esta canción no lleve coro. Pues no puedo hacer pausa, son un sinnúmero de barras de letras volcánicas, reclamando el publishing y regaliáfono mecánicas. I'm not a gringo, but I know how to say fuck you bitch, hold me the catch. It's all about make me rich, yeah right. Me creen Racky, Nick and White. Yo no te vendo una imagen, yo te vendo la que hay. Lo que ocurre tras bastidores, de forma tal que los jodedores se identifiquen con mis canciones. Por esta razón soy costoso como los costos en escasez. Y mi intención real en todo esto es hacer que de que vale que vendas y que te quites la venda. Si cuando cuadren al final ni un peso van a ver, que de que vale que vendas y que te quites la venda. Si cuando cuadren al final ni un peso van a ver. Te invito a conocer la historia desde el comienzo, donde no existía lo comercial y todo era suspenso, donde no existían los CDs, los ringtones ni iTunes, donde era ilegal en los cassettes y se vendían los baúles. A muchos le dio amnesia y se olvidaron de verdad. A mí me daba coraje sentado en mi celda. Y para el récord yo no tengo nada en contra de Calle 13, porque yo le doy honor a quien honor merece. Gracias a las acacias por parir a Pico el pionero. Gracias a Villa Kennedy por haber creado a Playero. Así fue que nació el género en la isla del encanto. Gracias Carolina por Michael y Manuel y Blanco. ¿Cómo es posible que hayan olvidado esos momentos? La industria de no es playero. Tiempo, hay que darle crédito al anfitrión de este tema. Gracias al idiota del sur en Ponce por darnos a tiempo. Quiero hacer hincapié y dejar bien claro en tu bocina que sí, hubo una historia antes de la gasolina, que fueron muchos los que pagaron el precio, como el mismo Yankee, mexicano, Master Joe, Wiso y Chesina, Rubén DJ, Kid Power, Posse, Brule y Falo. Mucho a la historia y en verdad que si sigo no acabo. Lo que quiero dejar bien claro es tu mente, que si no es por esta gente, varón, tú no tuvieras ni un centavo. Los aplausos son a raíz de la semilla que Vigo sembró. Como buen agricultor, disfruta de su cosecha, no hagan arte de que han hecho por el reggaetón, que fue lo que hiciste tú, si las cosas ya estaban hechas. Hacer la ley, caso y efecto, y estar en el momento exacto. En aquellos tiempos no habían estrenos en primer impacto, pero en aquellos tiempos sí había amor por la música, corazón y más lírica. Ahora esto está da asco, están últimamente muy enamorados en sus temas. Y yo, loco por acabar mi condena, para defender la necesidad de los residenciales que estaban sedientos por escuchar líricas de las buenas. Mi lápiz sangrando, el papel aguantando, las manos me duelen, pero sigo escribiendo. Reconozco que no sé lo que estoy haciendo, pero es que siguen por mi mente letras pasando, como si algo más fuerte que yo me dominara y me impulsara a continuar, aunque yo no quisiera. Aunque si quiero decirle a todos en la cara, mirándola a los ojos, se terminó tu carrera, tuvieron oportunidad oportunidad de más de demostrar si no la aprovechar. Lo siento, pero los voy a arrastrar. O me siguen a mí o se pierden en el camino. No va a haber un GPS que los pueda encontrar. Mi respeto a Panamá por su gran aportación, pero ustedes no fueron los primeros en reggaetón. Lo de ustedes era el reggae con fusiones más jamaiquinas. Nosotros comenzamos esto en la marquesina. No me malinterprete, ustedes fueron influencia, pero nosotros le pusimos letras con violencia. Hacíamos hip hop, rapeábamos, improvisábamos, y a gente como Flex en mi isla lo reventábamos. Aclarado ese punto, ok. Siguiente tema, ok. Yo sé que hay que cantarle a las nenas. Yo entiendo que hay que vender discos. La verdad que yo no tengo ningún problema. Lo que pasa es que tu barco tiró el ancla y se ha quedado estancado en el muelle de la monotonía. A mí me encantan las mujeres, no me encantan, me fascinan, pero no les voy a decir lo mismo todos los días. Sean espontáneos, evolucionen y salgan de la rutina. Que a ella le gustan todas las posiciones y no nada más tú encima. Yo lo que hago, lo hago por el bien del género, de una manera que lo entiendan a la vez muy fina. Me río, pero es que le insisto. No, en verdad, cabrón, ustedes no se han visto. Yo voy a hacer un ejemplo como que ustedes cantan. ¿Cómo? Ven, mami, vámonos para la disco. Aburren porque recurren a lo que hace fulano. Pero está bien, yo me voy a lavar las manos. Yo sé que estos temas así no sonan en la radio, pero en los barrios me respetan desde bien temprano. Desde que se abren los kioscos a las 5 para recibir al enfermo, y a esa hora ya están dando brinco. Yo no canto lo que mi disquera quiere que cante. Cuando lo hago con conciencia y por instinto, porque yo nací pa' esto, septiembre del 7-7. Yo no te lo pido, no, yo hago que me respete. Yo sé que por medio de mí muchos pueden hablar, porque soy el portavoz y no ningún juguete. Nadie puede jugar conmigo como hacen contigo. Nadie me dice lo que tengo que hacer, ¿entendido? Ven y conóceme, yo puedo ser tu mejor amigo, o lo contrario, el peor de tus enemigos. Letras encima de letras, sin coro apártense. Bufete líricas, coman y jártense. Buen provecho, pues sé que estaban hambrientos. Y disculpen la demora, atentamente. Tempo. Aunque digan que soy un bandolero donde voy, le doy gracias a Dios por hoy estar donde estoy. Y voy a seguir con mi tumbao.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Hey, everybody. Shalom, man. Shalom. Wow. Hey, everybody. Shalom, shalom. What's going on now? I see we're just a few people. Cool. All right. No worries, man. Hope you guys are doing well. Lord willing, everybody had a decent, well, I guess for you guys, it's the first day of the week. But again, back to work like anything. You know what I'm saying? We're used to it. It's not new under the sun for us. I have something really important to show y'all. The reason for it is because this is something I don't get into, family, but it's seems like it's something that people have been talking about, and it's interesting that we're well, if you look at things from a distance and just if you don't know the scriptures, you're gonna be a little confused about what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. You don't have the Bible, if you don't have any discernment or understanding of the scriptures, even if you are in the Bible, it's becoming clear that those that thought that knew the book, they're starting to find out that they didn't really know the book. And the sad part about this family is that when you start finding out, like for example, when you guys were all Christians, I guess when we were all Christians, right? Thought, okay, Christianity, it's gonna help me, and then you start finding out these things about certain scriptures, like they're saying certain things about, hey, that's not what they said, huh? Nah, that's not what they said. So then it kind of moves your faith a bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get a little scared. And we're gonna see this today. We're gonna see this right now. Now, family, I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit about not too many personal things, but just a little bit about me. All right. Not right now, of course, not right now. But I want you to understand why I guess I do what I do. But before we start, as always, shalom. All right. The video I like, man. I kind of like it. We're gonna start it again because this is definitely something out of this world. So I want to make sure that you guys. Well, I always say that. Look, listen. The topic is what? No excuses. No excuses. The scriptures tell you no excuses, and we're gonna hear. Like the topic is gonna get to it, right? But we're gonna watch a video later on that we're gonna find people making excuses. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. Take your notes, if you want to. All right.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
It seems as if they play chess while humanity is playing checkers.
But in some cases, the white father actually did remain in their child's life, but used their whiteness to accelerate the social status of their mixed children. One such example of this was Blanche Bruce. the son of a Virginia planter who became the first so-called African American to be elected and serve a full term as U.S. Senator. To let Bruce tell it, he escaped slavery and attended Oberlin College, a school intended for well-connected blacks, and became his own man, a real bootstrap story, rather than the truth of him being stewarded by his Caucasian father. A common practice of Virginia slave owners was to allow their mixed children to escape rather than freeing them, as not to involve identification or documentation of the state.
I'm no expert in agriculture, but that land out there does not look very productive. Yet your family held on to it for generation after generation. Why is that? Tell them what he used to say to you.
Be like that ADD cell. Someday we shall reap God's harvest for mismatched mind. It's promised to us.
Louis Farrakhan, who is another high-level Freemason who runs the Nation of Islam for the Archbishop of Chicago.
A lot of people could say the black community, as well as, specifically the Nation of Islam, they blame white supremacy when we know that those are truly issues.
So we have all these high-level Masonic leaders, black and white, of all these various different religions, working together for agitation among the peoples of this country, but never ever exposing the papacy as the true heart and soul and its real master.
The same people that created the Federal Reserve Bank, the same people that created the League of Nations, that eventually became the United Nations, the same people that created the Council on Foreign Relations, are the same people that created the NAACP and the Urban League, the Boule. These people are deceivers. A lot of preachers, I hate to say it, the devil have preachers.
If Allah is the God of heaven and earth, like you said, then you have to accept Him.
Amen.
And Him only.
That's it.
That's absolute.
They forced us to convert to Christianity, this new form of Christianity, wherein they were God, they were Christ. Okay? The angels were white, and that the Jews who had converted, the white men who had converted to being a Jew, they also had to, they were on top of us. This white man that we had used from the Caucasus Mountains to help us in our military, they also turned against us. Never trust your enemies, brothers and sisters. We said, these are our allies. And those very same allies turned against us. So
that we know who you are. You edited video to lie on me. That trend started by you. That's the
Weasel?
That's right. Okay, the conquistador.
Yes. Wow. And guess what, Wetback?
Vamos, güey, pendeja. Vamos, güey, puta. Vamos, güey, puta. Now, chapter 15, verse, it's a free country. This was your country. Now it's the white man's country. Don't sound free to me. Pinche idiota. Vamos, güey. Vamos.
Hey, any of you on my time, I rooted for that punk white one. The y'all just thought was gonna happen. There are people that pack in the churches every Sunday to worship this white boy. We know that they're not true believers in the Most High. Freedom. Right, hey, men and women and child are a bunch of devils. That's right. The white woman and that white god child is the devil. You're a god devil, that's what. You god.
All right, man. So check it out. I'm glad you got that, bro. All praises, man. Proverbs 24:12. It says, because this really means something, family. And I'm gonna read this later on today as well. But I think it's a good thing that we read it now, because you're gonna find out now. You're gonna see true hypocrisy. I paid attention to the video, thinking, okay, maybe I misunderstood or whatever. But nah, man, this is sincere hypocrisy or blatant admission of a crime. oh, I just want to say blatant, but I guess indirect or subliminally admitting of the crime. So I thought that'd be important to see. Listen, guys, I'll tell you this, man. I grew up in the hood, but I never gangbang or anything, okay? So I'm not gonna act like I was ever part of a gang. And brothers know that I never ever say that. But obviously, man, I'm mindful of what goes on. You know, I pay attention and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Because we all grew up in the hood. And we all know what it felt like growing up in the hood as raza, not as Americans, as raza. Give me a second, fam. I'm gonna turn on the camera. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see if this works now. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Anyway, so we all know what it's like. You know, if you grew up in the hood and you grew up with raza, you know what it's like. We went through the struggles together. That's how it was easy to, I guess make friends. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was easy. You knew what it felt like. Somebody in your family, was either a drunk or a heroin addict, cokehead or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or not. Crystal wasn't really until it was. I guess it was later on. It was between 88 through 96, 7 is how the times I grew up. So the reason I'm saying that is because, again, I'm not speaking for anybody from any particular hood, bro. I don't get into those things, particulars, man. But I want to show that the type of spirit that us as a people collectively have. Collectively, okay? So there's a lot going on, and I believe it's scriptural. Scriptures say that he will, seed like the wheat and the tares, but in a sense, start separating nations. Like you're gonna have to start kind of choosing who your people really are. And remember when the scriptures talk about when the fig leaf is ripening. What is the fig leaf? Can't remember it. If someone can find it, man, I'll praise it. But when a fig leaf, understand that summer's nigh. Okay. So this is funny because this brother sent this to me a while, I don't know, man, maybe a month ago. I appreciate you, bro. Meshiacha. I pay attention. And I was like, oh, shoot. Mexicans got boots. I was like, that's funny. So let's listen in. I'll shut up now. Let's go.
Under the Constitution, we have the right to bear arms.
Mexican got boots. If you haven't heard that, that's a prison saying. In prison, you see a whole bunch of Mexicans with tennis shoes on and boots on. The Mexican got playing handball with tennis shoes on, right? But them the Mexicans right there. If one day you see all Mexican, even the ones playing handball, got boots on, something to go down. That's why they say Mexican got boots on. Mexican got boots. Now imagine this, Mexicans. Mexican got right to bear arms. No matter if you're a felon. Just come out of prison, you have the right to bear arms. Yeah. Mexican got boots. Mexican got right to bear arms. Mexican got right to form a militia. They keep fucking with us so-called Mexicans. Let them stir up that hornet's nest. In the meantime, while they stirring us up, go get your shit right. Go get your shit right. Go have your license to bear arms and defend yourself from tyrannical government, tyrannical police. Go get that license to carry. Because you have that right. Let them keep fucking with that hornet's nest. Because the day's going to come when they're going to push too hard. And shit's got to happen.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Let me see. Matthew, 24:32, right? I'll read it now. Sorry, I was going to go through the whole videos, but let me read it now. 24:32. Watch what it says. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree, when his branches yet tender, and putteth forth leaves. Keep in mind, family, in case you guys don't know how to harvest or harvesting, you that work landscaping, you understand. The trees in the winter, in halfway or later in the winter, somewhere in halfway, they start budding. Okay? Putteth forth leave, like start budding. It's tender. Because it goes dormant to regenerate itself in a sense. And then it wakes up again and it starts tender. But it says here, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that the summer is nigh. Meaning, hey, when you see that happening, that means something's about to happen. But not now. Then we go back to, our praises. Then we go back to Habakkuk 1:5. Remember, behold ye among the heathen and regard. Let me read it simple. Then the Lord said unto his people, keep watching the nations around you, and you will be astonished at what you see. I'm going to do something that you will not believe when you hear about it. When you hear about it. So what is he telling us? What is he telling us? Keep that in mind, family, because it's important. You guys have to be mindful. I'll get that again real quick. Matthew 24. Oh, that's why it wasn't in red. 32. It says, now learn the parable. Here, I'll do it regular. 32. Let the fig tree teach you a lesson. When its branch becomes green and tender and starts putting out leaves, like that's in the winter, not spring yet. Know that the summer is nice, so we still got to go through spring. Separation of the nations again. They keep trying to bring, and you'll see that the only way to avoid this is by keeping us the way we are. But it's already a rolling ball, fam. There's nothing that we can do anymore. There's nothing we can. There's no stopping it now. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing we can do. Absolutely not. I already seen it now. It's done. This started since last year, and yet all of this is being revealed in the last. This started last year, but this these issues and beyond what our control is, it started brewing for quite some time. And let me show you what I mean. This is recent. Now, I'm not condoning anything of any sort. Nor am I suggesting to, oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that, family. This is not my it's not my can say my world. I don't have experience in this world, but I grew up around it, and I have a family and brothers are related to my family that experience this life to the fullest. I can only speak about how when you do grow up in a wicked environment like we were put in, not made, the wicked environment we were put in, you'll understand that why we reacted the way we reacted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna speed this up because I don't want to disrespect the brother. Appreciate you for your content, bro. Give you a thumbs up, subscribe already too, man. Lord willing, you catch our class, all right? Let's begin. I'm gonna make fast. It's 5 minutes, but let's listen in. It's 5 minutes. Yeah, it's 5 minutes total. Let's go.
What's happening, YouTube? Another wild situation. Let's get right into this. So what's been going on for the past week or two, maybe even longer? I see a lot of content creators, a lot of YouTubers doing content in regards to current situations being taking place behind those walls. Now, I'm getting a lot of my subscribers, a lot of my viewers coming on and asking me about it. They want my opinion, my input, what's going on between the Southsiders and the brothers and the Northerners and this and that and the third, right? So let's talk about it. But first, make sure y'all tap that like button and hit that subscribe button. It's free. It don't cost you nothing, man. And just to let y'all know, if y'all haven't already, we over there on the Clubhouse now. It's called the YouTube Yard. You know what I'm saying? So anybody's welcome. Y'all go over there, check out the YouTube Yard on Clubhouse, and we're gonna get it popping. You feel me? It's for the viewers, the subscribers, you guys that are listening right now. Instead of typing these long old paragraphs and hopefully I see it and reply, or hopefully you get some replies to your comments, or any other content creator, you go comment on their video. Instead of doing all that, right? You go on there and you say what you gotta say. You say what's on your chest. You get whatever you gotta get off your chest, homie. You know what I'm saying? Over there on the YouTube Yard on Clubhouse, man. Go over there. It gives you guys a voice instead of getting in front of the camera and making your own YouTube channels, all that. Go over there on Clubhouse. Get involved with the conversations, and let's talk about whatever we want to talk about. Now, people are asking me, will this be an end to the agreement that the convicts have on the mainline and general population? And my thing to it is, nah.
Family, I want to mention, maybe it's good to mention, it's probably good that you guys, keep your kids out of here, man. Because this is basically adult talk right now. I'm not trying to clout chase, fam. Let me just say that right now. That's not my intent. All right. I can't say I lost 7 or 8 friends, but I grew up with the 7 or 8 friends that I lost in the hood. Some that I knew very well, some that I kind of knew, some that I grew up with. But I saw him. One particular incident, I was dating, so at that time, obviously, it was in the scriptures. I was dating my wife. Hey, let me just get the camera, because I'll just tell you this real quick. I was dating my wife, and I happened to went to a party one weekend, and it was pretty cool, man. But there was different hoods. At that time, it was Mesa, and then from Pozole, right? So, and then you got Center Street also, but you got Crip CMGs, and you got Bloods, and you got and Bloods are typically Samoans where we're from. Anyhow, so this party was mostly raza, right? We were having fun, whatever. We left. It must have been like 1:30 in the morning. The next day, I'm sorry, let me take back. 1 week prior to this, me and this cat that I grew up with, we called each other cats or homies. He was talking about because I was going to go see my wife, and he was talking about how he was going to marry this girl and all this. And Shannon, his name was Shannon, right? He was like with that half white, half Mexican, whatever. But he was cool with us, and we went on the road talking, man, about an hour. It was cool, man. It was cool. It was nice. Like, yeah, that's good, bro. Yeah, I know my lady, man. She's cool. I know. I was like telling him, man, too many people know me here in Oceanside, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't trying to get no chick from here. So as we were talking, and that happened. Anyways, come back to the story, to the party. He was there, and I was like, hey, what's up, bro? Da da da. We leave, whatever. I come to find out that party, he got stabbed because so-called Mid Valley had issues. I guess some of the homeboys, I don't know who started what, and he got stabbed and he died. All for stupid shit. This was a young man. He was 18, 19, maybe 20. And he had a future, like he was going to marry somebody. So, see, you guys don't understand. If you're not from this hood, man, you don't understand what it was like having to not really trust your own people. Sometimes I remember in elementary, we got off on the wrong bus exit, and we're like, oh, we're like at the wrong hood, and we weren't even part of no hood. But you understood that there was some type of something you had no control of. And you want to know something? I'll tell you this right now. For you family members, I'll tell you this right now. As raza, I'm going to be real with you guys. Do everything you can possible to keep your children away from jails. Here's why. Because unlike other nations that do have the choice to continue in furthering the criminal activity, or not, allegedly, we don't have that choice. Okay? I want you guys to think about this. Us, raza, don't have that choice. If my son goes to jail, he's so-called Mexican. They ain't gonna be like, you know Hebrew here, bro. You better pick sides. And when everything goes down, you better choose a side, or you're gonna get checked. So we as a people don't have a choice. And that's something that you nations have no clue. That's why the brother said, Mexicans got boots. Because guess what? Mexicans have got boots already. Because you guys wanted this. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you why it led to this. Okay? Let's go.
Man, I don't think so. Situations happen. It's prison. There's convicts. There's level-headed individuals, and then there's individuals that are hot-headed. Bro, it's the pen. Things are gonna happen. You can't keep the peace forever. The money could keep the peace going for a very long time, but eventually, things are gonna happen. It's a very dangerous place full of very dangerous men. confined to quarters in just a small area. Now, will the Northerners go against the brothers to back up the Southsiders? Will the Southsiders back up the Northerners like some of the other channels? You guys know I don't talk about prison politics, but I will say this. I do got some homies that are in the pen, my brothers in the pen. One homie I have talked to said that the Southsiders got their back. Now, I'm just going to say this, it's going to be 100, but the homies don't got the Southsiders back. Now, I'm just being real, bro. Take it how you want it. The Northerners told the Southsiders that, you know, hey, we appreciate it, but, you know, pretty much don't expect us to jump for y'all. If y'all want to get...
I want to share this, okay, in case you guys don't know. This is a historical difference. The differences have been for like 30, maybe 40, 50 years, maybe, man. I don't know, you know. I never got into the history part. But I know that when I went up north to visit a friend of mine that was up in college, and at that time I was a little scrapper still, you know. So I went up north, and I wasn't familiar with norteños like how, you know, because I'm in shit, man. I was in Oceanside, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I go up north, and I'm in city like Davis, city of Davis. It's like a college town next to Sacramento, about maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes from Sacramento, going west. And we go to a party, you know, and you know, when you grow up in the streets, man, you kind of sense it. You know, you kind of sense it, bro. And after so many times of going through some bullshit, you just know. So we got to this party, man, and I started noticing that there was going to be some trouble. I can't tell you what it was, but I noticed certain things, and certain people were looking at me a different way because they kind of knew that I wasn't from around here, because I dressed different and I obviously acted different. So I told my homie, and I said, listen, bro, I think something's going to go down. You see that guy over there? He's like, yeah, okay, just keep an eye on him. Well, 45 minutes later, it went down. So one of the guys throws me an N, and I'm like, an N, like the N for like norteño and shit. And one of these big homies was like trying to fight me, and I'm like, listen, man, you're a little too big for me, but I'll take that homie right there, man. We're about the same size, right? You know what I'm saying? It was just this little young kid shit. But I did not know, like when I asked him, what is that? What is that? Why did he throw me that what is that in his hands? Because he showed me he went like this or something. He was like, that's norteño, bro. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So see, I was unfamiliar too with these things. I didn't know that there was such a difference. You hear about it, people talk about it, but you don't really know the difference. And that division is what's caused a lot of our gente to die. You know, and that's the sad shit, man. Let's go.
Get into whatever funk we got going on, whether it be the whites, the blacks, whoever, the Asians, then that's cool. Okay, whatever shit y'all want to come help out, then you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna stop you guys for getting involved in a riot. You know what I'm saying? But don't expect us to jump for y'all, because we're not gonna have put our people through that. So if that answers some of your guys' questions, I mean, you know, take it how you want it. But another question I get asked is, will the Africanos, you know what, this is gonna be a whole nother video for that. I'm gonna do a video on this too as well. But just real quick, will the brothers click up with dropouts to go against Southsiders and the Norteños? Or will the brothers click up with the Bulldogs to go against the Southsiders and the Norteños? Like I said, that's going to be a whole different video. Let me know in the comments if you guys want that discussion. But yeah, man, prison is prison. Things are going to happen. And don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Don't even believe me. You know what I'm saying? If you got some questions and you're in that know and you're supposed to know, then you're already supposed to know. And if you got homies that are independent, you ask them. If you got loved ones or older homies from your neighborhood, go ask them. Don't come to YouTube, homie, searching for answers, because 99.9 out of the time, you're going to get fed some BS, homie. Like, period. Like, I'm just being straight up with you. You don't even listen to what I say. I'm telling you, don't listen to what I say. And just because I ain't going to be biased, like, you feel me? Don't listen to none of us. Like, of course, I'm not in that same lane as these other prison genre YouTubers. Not in the same lane, same yard, none of that. But don't take advice from people on YouTube when it comes to the pen, homie. Period. Don't do it. Don't look for your answers on social media. And if you're not going to prison, and if you don't have any really loved ones locked up like that in these yards, then don't even worry about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Let prison be prison. And let the guys in there deal with what they got to deal with while they're in there, homie.
And he's got a good point, right? So now let's check this out. Apparently some people got offended because I said some stuff, man. They were watching and just left. Maybe it's the enemy. They're like, this guy's talking about his people. That's funny. Well, bye. I'm not here for y'all. And check this out. So I'm pointing some stuff out because something's brewing, fam, and it isn't just about jail. You know, that's the thing. It's not just about jail. It's a spirit. It's a spirit that's lurking, man. It's a spirit that's working. Check it out.
Aside, no bias, whatever. And just to let you guys know who this individual is, he's from Sacramento, I believe. I've been subscribed to his channel for a while now. I believe he's a Crip from Sacramento. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If I'm wrong, my fault, Spencer. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, y'all need to go check him out, subscribe. But what he's talking about is if in the California prison system, when the Mexicans come together, or if you know that they already have or whatnot, have
to take.
You feel me? And then
this video was about the blacks not being prepared for what's going to happen in there. And I'm telling you guys out here on the streets, and the ones fortunate enough to be watching my videos inside, and they know what I'm about to say is true. It's going to take one incident for a northerner or a southerner to get into it with the black seriously, and the Mexicans are coming. And when they come, I don't think any race or any gang could be on an equal playing field. When the northern and southern Mexicans align themselves together, nobody could touch them guys.
Man, and you know what? I have to agree with dude, bro. Without all bull BS aside, no bias, whatever. And just to let you guys know who this individual is, he's from Sacramento, I believe. I've been subscribed to his channel for a while now. I believe he's a Crip from Sacramento. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If I'm wrong, my fault, Spencer. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, y'all need to go check him out, subscribe. But what he's talking about is if in the California prison system, when the Mexicans come together, or if you know that they already have or whatnot, however way you want to look at it, that you know it's going to be pretty much all bad for anybody that gets into it with them. You know, if the Northerners are backing the Southsiders, if the Southsiders backing the Northerners, it's bad pretty much for everybody else within prison. That's a machine that no one can take down, and I have to agree, bro. Like.
Are you saving on business insurance?
First and foremost.
Jacket family, I want to show this because I remember, and I know when all praise to the Most High that he didn't punish me like that, but there was a time where if I would have ended up going, which I'm surprised that I don't know how this happened. Man, let the Most High strike me if I'm lying. I'm not going to get into detail. I can't believe that I got away with it. But I remember telling my mom, because I had to tell her in case I did get caught. I'm not a liar to my parents, man. I felt bad. I was like, if you're going to know, you're going to know from me. But I did say, listen, if I go in there, you're more likely not going to see the same person. Because we knew people go in jail and they come out, man. We saw how they came out. It doesn't take brain science. You don't have to be a scientist. So check out what he says, fam. That's why we got to protect our families. Now, I'm not saying our brothers are wicked now, man. I understand why we're in where we're at. I understand now. Especially if you never lived there, you should at least kind of consider it. Because we didn't have no epidemic, family. In case you guys forget, we didn't have no epidemic. There was no clinics to help us. Like, oh, they're on heroin. You know what I'm saying? No. They said, just say no. Just say no. That's what they said. So one thing, remind you, see, we, unlike other nations in this country, when they go through the institutional system, it's not the same for them that it is for us. Here's why.
To do whatever it is that they doing. This video is directed to all y'all because I've seen a lot of videos on social media, a lot of the Mexicans and different people, they saying this is the reason why he got and this and that, but they really not going into details because they can't. So I'm gonna do it because I'm black. I ain't Mexican, you feel me? I'm really gonna say what the rest of the Mexicans can't say on here. You know, like the Gunners Collective, Dubs, and the rest of the Mexicans on here, Hate the World and all them and stuff, you feel me? I'm gonna say what they can't say on here, you feel me? But I'm gonna be respectful about it. First and foremost, I want to send a special prayer, shout out all my prayers and blessings to Money Sway family. You feel me? To his moms, his sister, to everybody that's in his family, people that love him. I send my prayers to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I send all my blessings to y'all. And I hope that, that you can get through this. And you know what I'm saying? They say God don't make no mistakes. We can't question God's plans. We just gotta stand up, you know what I'm saying, and stay strong and believe in the word, believe in God, believe that everything is for a reason. Like I said, this video is for all the Mexicans that's in California and Mexicans that want to come to California to try to live and do whatever it is they want to do, whether they feel like they want to rap or do whatever. Being a Mexican in California is hard, right? What I mean by hard is they don't have no jurisdiction over their life. If you born a Mexican, you don't have no jurisdiction over your life. You damn near can't even do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not a gang member and you just a regular person, like a regular Mexican that deal with blacks, whites, Mexicans, but you just a regular Mexican, then you go to jail. You're gonna have to make a decision to choose who you're gonna ride with, as far as if you're gonna ride with the Mexican gangs or the Paisas. The Paisas are the Mexicans that come from Mexico, the ones that be wearing the big hats, big belt buckles and all that. Those are Paisas. You know what I'm saying? They got Paisas all over the United States. You know what I'm saying? Paisas is the ones that don't play. They got the bag, they got all the little connects and all that old shit. Those are Paisas. The Mexican gang members, they different from the Paisas, right? In California, the Mexicans, they really up under a jurisdiction. They really up under strict ass rules. You know what I'm saying? They really up under stuff that, they don't got no win. You know what I'm saying? They get just like Money Side Sway. You feel me? Money Side Sway, in my opinion, he got killed because he wasn't a Mexican gang member, and he probably wasn't formulating with their program that they really was trying to do up there, because he's the new generation of the Mexicans that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? They not really prejudiced and really on the gang banging stuff. You know what I'm saying? They about their money, having fun, swagged out and all that other stuff. The essays, you know what I'm saying, the gang members, the way they politics is, they don't care about that. They don't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? So when a Mexican go to jail, he got to follow program. He got to fall in line with them, and he got to pay rent. You feel me? And he got to pay rent. He got to pay rent. All Mexicans got to pay rent. Every last Mexican. Every last Mexican that go to jail, they got to pay. They got to pay their peoples. You feel me? They gotta pay. Every Mexican that go to jail gotta pay to their peoples. You feel me? They don't got no jurisdiction. They can't say, oh no, this my money. None of that. They can't do none of that, or they gonna end up like Money Side Sway. Those are facts. That's not opinions. That's not I think. Those are facts. You feel me? Mexicans do not have no jurisdictions over their life. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Mexican in California, you have no jurisdiction over your life. You don't control your life. So the best thing that you can do, if you're not really on that level, just live a regular life. Don't break no law. Don't do none of that to where you got to go to jail and fall up under they pecking order and fall up under their rules. You know what I'm saying? Money Side Sway, he didn't have no smut on his name. He didn't tell on nobody. He didn't do none of that. You feel me? And from what I'm seeing, before he got took down, he had just had an altercation like a couple of weeks or a month before that, right? So they was already trying to get him, you know what I'm saying? And this is another thing I'ma say. The Mexicans, they are really jealous, man. Not of black people, but they jealous of their own people, bro. Mexicans are jealous of their own people. I'm talking about Mexicans that's behind the wall, Mexicans that's in jail. You feel me? They are jealous of their own people. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about you getting out, finna have a release date or none of that, because in their mind, everything is for the La Raza.
So again, that's not my world. I don't understand it fully, but just me being a so-called Mexican, I could see why he doesn't understand the last part. It's not envy, man. Not envy. In my household, just regular household, a believer of the Most High, keeping the commandments as best as we can, right? We all help each other. There's collective, there's individuality in the household, but collectively, we're not raised to be separatists. We're not raised that way. So that's probably the difference. But I want to share that message because some of us, like, we don't think what goes on sometimes. Let's not neglect our children family. Some of our brothers that are already there, that's just the way it has been. But things are changing. You're gonna see what goes on. And you see this here, Sureños, Norteños, Paisas agreement to defend raza. Now, not just raza like them. And here's why I believe this. This is just my opinion. It's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? What do you call the kids? Give me a second. Because of this.
Action made its way around social media, leading Long Beach PD to. In the Long Beach community, Eliu Ramirez is a proud vendor, selling homemade fresh treats to the community.
Yeah, nothing's better than it.
But on Monday, Ramirez says he was approached by some neighborhood kids who often taunt and insult him. This time was no different. I didn't look behind me, and the kids poured cold water on my back, he says. His friend, Jose, who is also a vendor, tried to help, but instead his cart got vandalized too. They grabbed my mayonnaise and threw it. All of the things on my cart got thrown, like my spoons that I bring for my job. And then one kid grabbed a mango and threw it at my head. Ramirez called police, and when police arrived, they gave Ramirez and Jose both $900 tickets for not having a license to sell.
I kept saying, and I think some brothers kept saying, man, you guys need to check yourselves, bro. You guys need to stop, man. You guys need to stop doing this because it's everything you wish for. I'll say it like this, okay? When it got crazy, when the hood got crazy, right? And I remember this exactly because there was a lot of it's like tension all started at once, right? You know what I mean? And obviously, who the principalities and powers created this tension, right? So there was a lot of tension going on, man. A lot of tension and agitation in the hood. And the blues, right? I'll say it like that. Allegedly, they were doing things to trigger them more. So somebody had to retaliate, and guess who it was? It wasn't them. It wasn't the Bloods. It wasn't no Crips. It was Raza. And they were the first ones to kill a cop. That's why in Oceanside they have like a 3-way. You see, when push comes to shove, some of our people you guys have no idea what it is within ourselves. We feel an obligation to our family, to our friends, to our homies, to our sisters, like to our homegirls, whatever you want to call it. We have that in us. And eventually, you know what? We get tired of this because this is somebody's mom, somebody's sister. Because if it was my mom, guess what? Because my mom worked her ass off and she never stole in the street. But you know what? I have family in Guadalajara that did do that. So she would have experienced it. And that's what you guys don't understand. Like that old saying, you mess with one being, you're going to get the whole burrito, and it's too late now. The ball is rolling now. It's too late now.
Vendor Edith Morales, who had her cart kicked to the ground.
That's why we're here, to help celebrate and make her feel good and put her back in business and let her know that the community supports her.
The video sparked more than outrage. It also spurred support for the vendor. Edith
Ugly is turning into something much. An apology tonight after this video sparked community outrage. What started as ugly is turning into something much different. The community now coming together to support the vendor seen being attacked.
CBS 13's Marley Ginter joins us live after talking with the other people seen in that video, now apologizing, but also voicing their side of the story. Marley.
Elizabeth and Tony, one of them even lost their job over the incident. That's what they're saying tonight, saying that this got out of hand. It was not a racial issue. They want to set the story straight. And also, they met with the vendor today, hoping for some community healing.
The video sparked more than outrage. It also spurred support for the vendor, Edith Morales, who had her cart kicked to the ground.
That's why we're here, to help celebrate and make her feel good and put her back in business and let her know that the community supports her.
A parade of cars drove up to her home. Community members raised enough money to bring her a brand new food cart.
She says there's no words to express the gratitude of feeling overwhelmed with appreciation.
This situation was way more than what the clip showed.
I talked with Brandon Smith, the man seen in the video kicking Morales' cart over.
To let you guys,
necessary?
but I didn't even know it was a lady's cart. I really thought it was the man's cart, to be honest with you.
Either way, should you really be kicking over someone's cart? Necessary?
But I didn't even know it was a lady's cart. I really thought it was the man's cart.
Hey, family, what's the title? No excuses. No excuses. This has been going on for several years, and I kept saying it. And this one West, y'all didn't do nothing. Nah, they're just jakes. See, you don't know our people. If you knew our people, if you were really our people, you would have known. But you're not, because you neglected us at all, completely. Trying to conform and convince these so-called, well, these Africans, West Africans, that there's something special.
To be honest with you.
Either way, should you really be kicking over someone's cart?
Nah. And you know
Smith says the clip didn't show everything that happened that day, including what started it all. His 11-year-old niece's scraped knees after she says Morales pushed her to the ground, and the group of men in the background fueling the fight.
When I found out it was her cart, even if it was a man's cart, I was still wrong for kicking it over. Which I'll be the first person to sit here and tell the America and the world that I'm wrong. You know, and I apologize. I'm only human.
An apology after what started as ugly ended with the community coming together.
This is very beautiful, and he wants to thank everybody for bringing this support to him and his family in this time of need and trauma.
Yeah, certainly a much different ending to something that really started off so awful.
And what do you expect? That's just an excuse. I mean, what did you expect? Let's go.
What's good with YouTube? You already know. Big Flocka with a convict's perspective, and I'm gonna smash, dash, slide on through that little bit of energy. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire content. Now I'm gonna get straight to it, man. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, there's been basically a new, pretty much expectation and procedure that's happened at places like High Desert, Salinas Valley, Corcoran, all these locations where you have Norteños, Sureños, and Baisa. And it's a mutual understanding. And basically what it is, when it comes to any race, development, or raza conflict, the Sureños, Baisas, and Norteños have an agreement to where they jump for each other. It's been proven off numerous incidents. The incident in Salinas Valley, a couple incidents in High Desert, another one that I heard of that happened in Soledad. All kinds of stuff, right, have occurred to where, you know, especially with the integration of, you know, actives and inactives, this agreement to them, they feel is needed, right? And with the direction that so many other groups are going nowadays, right, to where it's more of a race thing than it is a gang thing, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. Now, it's not to bash the relationships that the whites have with the Sureños and their history, or the Norteños have with the Africanos. All it is just more of a clear understanding that there's a respectable agreement and understanding that they are all raza. And instead of being on these yards always at each other's necks and going to get out in war and conflict, each side can do their own pretty much their own business and dealings and handlings, but when it comes down to it, it should always be a race thing. And that's kind of different, man. And I kind of seen everything going in that direction previously before I paroled. And when I was in Corcoran Shoelass, right, we had a policy that had changed like 2 times, and I've been there Corcoran like 3 different times.
At Vistaprint, we can get your brand into your customers' hands, or their heads, or their backs.
Times. And that policy was that if your door cracked open and there was an inactive Sureño, inactive white, inactive Norteño, inactive black, whatever it may be, we would engage in battle. And that was something new, because before we never used to take action towards And I say we, I'm talking what I used to be. We should never take action for another group's trash, conflict, or issue. And so, but I started to see that those relationships were changing, and there was a whole different mindset. And I think a lot of people's, communications, their dealings, and their interactions with people who used to be traditionally opposition started to change. And see, I think those cases in Corcoran had a lot to do with it. Going to yard, being out there for 4 to 5 hours, talking to your vecino. And your vecino in Corcoran, when you were in the shoe, it could be anybody that could be right across from you, right? Your neighbors to your side are always going to be the neighbors who decide to go to yard. That's going to be every yard you go to. But the ones that may be in front of you on the other side, that could be anybody. And you start to have a little bit of relationships and rapport and just talking to individuals. And you start to see like there's a lot more similarities than differences. And we're not talking about the gang thing, the culture, or anything. We're talking about just the streets in general and how we all grew up, growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the barrio, whatever it may be. Similarities to music, women, going out there cruising, doing the things that we all used to do when we used to gangbang as youngsters. And you start to have a different type of outlook. I know I did, personally. I used to have, my vecinos were fucking from 18th Street, from Pico, from fucking Winter Gardens, from fucking Pomona, all these different hoods. And they were good individuals as men. Fuck the gangbanging shit. I was looking at them as a man. So when I hear this policy, it's, in some senses, you could say it's a surprise. But then in a lot of other instances, it's not. Because those relationships were already starting to change. Because the mindset when a lot of people were in those shoes was this. A lot of us were in those shoes for 3 years, 10 years, 12, 15 years, decades, right? It's a community, it's a neighborhood. And if you want to have a mutual common courtesy in that neighborhood that you live in, right? So instead of having conflict and arguments and funk, it's much easier to have respect, understanding. And those are how those relationships started to build. So it was no surprise when all these changes happened. Now, don't get me wrong. There's places where when you get to the shoe, where it was all out, get out back in the days, where nobody was talking, everybody was ready to get off. But a lot of the validated blocks, it started to change a little bit, especially with the leadership going all to the short corridor, which around 2006, basically, and like a contract to where it's basically, to me, it looks like a fucking peace agreement, but without saying it. It's basically saying that we're not going to be at each other's necks. We're not here to go to war. We're here to go out there to these prison yards and be on the main line and be able to function without having issues. And we'll try to deal with each other whenever there is an issue, which was a big step forward compared to what's been going on for like 40, 50 years. You got to remember, in my teachings, when I was taught, we were taught that we were not supposed to walk no yards with no MA members, no ABs. Therefore, they were our number one enemies. Besides, our number one enemies was always the correctional officers and staff, right? Then our own trash. And then after that, words, it would be the MA and AB. And after that would be all the little sub-factions, NLR, SSG, Sudanos, and whatnot. But when you've been kind of in a place where everything remains idle, as far as there's no war, there's no get out, there's no conflict, there's no beef, and you're communicating, you're assisting each other with legal work, you're even sharing spreads and whatnot, revistas, and having conversations, you start to build what you call an overfamiliarity with your opposition, that, which is kind of a blessing. And hopefully they could break away from all that, which is kind of a blessing. And hopefully they could break away from all the fucking bullshit and the controlling and the dictatorship and oppression that happens within these groups. See, there's a lot of tribalism that go on. That's why you have so many different groups within the Rasa community in general in prison, because everybody wants to be that top dog. And in being that top dog, there's certain procedures that people have to go about to get there. A lot of conniving, a lot of backstabbing, and whatnot. That's why I think it's important that those that don't want to align with prison politics, should be able to of course, support their Rasa, where they're from, their beliefs, but no longer be obligated to it. How many times have people had to make choices or decisions based on what another man tells them, but not what they feel? And that's the unfortunate thing. If these prison organizations want to politic against each other, internally, or with other groups, that should fall upon them. Not people who don't want to be involved in it, who are just there to do their time, maybe get their hustle on, learn a trade, and no growth. So in hearing all this new stuff, I think it's for a while I was kind of against it, because I think my old attitudes were still there. But if you notice, in the last year, I've been more supportive of having these groups be able to.
So we I need to show this to you guys. Why is this important? Check this out. Let's see if I can get the page here. Is it this one? Oh no. Hold on. Thought it was here. Give me a second. what? Come on, man. Open witness. I thought I had it in here. Give me a second, family. I'm gonna have to get it real quick here. Volume 18. All right, let's see if it's this here. I shared this with you guys before, but I think we need to see it again. You see, since 1492, family, we were purposely separated. The enemies knew what was our nucleus. They knew that by separating us, we couldn't function together as individuals. We can't. I mean, look. Some of the best boxers in the world are individuals. You can't do it as a team. Mexican teams individually they are good, but as a team they suck. I'm gonna read this to you because this is something that we didn't know. This is from the Lutheran Witness, dated September 7th, 1900. Give me a second here. Let me get that real quick. There it goes right here. You see, for a long time, family, we've been without unity, which means the Bible. We've been without our book, and these nations did it on purpose. So let me read this to you, okay? It says, Dr. Francis S. Borden relates the following about the first Bible printed in Mexico and in Christian Advocate. The printing press came to Mexico in 1539, for in that year, there was printed in Mexico in Spanish a brief compendium of the Christian doctrine, which entailed, or it was basically El Padre Nuestro, Ave Maria, El Credo, Los 10 Mandamientos, and I believe the Rosario, if I'm not mistaken. That's all we knew. That's all we were taught under the auspices of the famous Bishop Fray Juan Zumarraga. That was just 81 years before the Mayflower brought the first pilgrims to Plymouth Bay. From 1539 to 1810, I believe. It says 1810. I can't really read it. When the immortal Hidalgo raised the city of Mexican independence, or during the 271 years of Spanish rule or misrule in Mexico, Spain not only, let me show you this. Well, as far as it goes, Spain not only did not give Mexico a Bible, but sternly prohibited the publication of any part of the sacred scriptures in the language of the Mexican people. The prohibition is still enforced with regards to the painting of the Bible, with the printing of the Bible in any of the 52 different languages and dialects spoken in Mexico today. The first edition of the Bible in Mexico was printed in Latin and in Spanish in Mexico City between 1831 and 1833. This is year 1900, and it's still prohibited. It appeared in 21 volumes with an atlas, cost over $200, so that still remained a prohibited book for the great majority of the people. A magnificent copy of the edition is before me as I write. So I say that the Spanish never allowed Mexico the side of the world of God in all the centuries of her dominion. Of course, the Latin Bible could have been had, but it cost too much money. So this is our history. This is going to connect to what I'm talking about. Okay? This is actually going to connect. So now, why do you think all these things are happening? Because look, this brother here, all praises, bro. Look at what he said. Interesting. Let's listen in.
In 2007, as I was getting released from San Quentin State Prison from a parole violation, they put me across a holding cell from a norteño. And this vato asked me what pinta was I going to. And I told him, I'm getting released. He looked into my eyes and told me, hey homie, take care of your family, don't come back. Take care of yourself. And I realized that this vato was speaking from his heart. Fuck, man, ya estuvo con ese pedo, raza, where we're killing each other. We're the same, somos iguales. We'll eat tortillas, we'll eat frijoles. We got hit with the chancla by our jefitas. Somos iguales, eh? Let's all keep it peaceful. Sureños, norteños, raza.
Check this out. I just remembered something. This is why it matters to me, fam, because It sucks, man. Some of these some of the people that I grew up around in the hoods, some of them were generational, man. Some of them had no choice, to be honest, from what it seemed like. Generational. And you can't understand this stuff, man. So check it. These are it's who I grew up with right here. Yeah, that's ET right there. Where's he at? That's ET right there. That's like the only brother in the hood at that time. Check it out real quick.
Welcome back for another video on the best YouTube channel ever. Today's video will be about the Barrio Paso Locos gang. The Barrio Paso Locos gang is located in Oceanside, California, and is the largest and oldest barrio in Oceanside. In the 1990s, the Barrio Paso Locos formed an alliance with their main rival, Center Street Locos, against black gang members. However, this alliance eventually shattered over time due to past altercations and animosity. In 1997, a gang injunction was filed against the Barrio Paso Locos, which included 28 members of the Barrio Paso. In 2003, the courts granted the district attorney DA a second injunction due to the gang maintaining a visible presence in Oceanside. In 2011, a third injunction was filed against 52 members of the Barrio Paso Locos in an attempt to dismantle the gang. On April 15, 2007, Barrio Paso Locos gang member Martin Engelbrecht had been assaulted by rival gang members earlier in the day. Revenge was mandatory. According to Engelbrecht, he lived on Parkside Drive in a duplex located near Fireside Park. His neighbor in the duplex was teenager Darius Berry and his family. Berry identified Engelbrecht as the man.
That's considered Mid-Valley, I believe, by the old swap meet.
Man who shot him on the evening of April 15, 2007. Berry was shot in the thigh, shin, and hand. Two of the teenager's friends also received non-life-threatening gunshot wounds during the attack, in which Berry said Engelbrecht and several other unidentified men opened fire on them as they walked in the 500 block of Fredericks Avenue, less than a mile from Fireside Park. None of the victims in this case were affiliated with the criminal street gang. The area around Fireside Park is the turf of a rival Paso gang. Martin Engelbrecht was convicted of 3 counts of attempted murder and witness intimidation. Allegations of gun use, causing great bodily injury, and gang membership, along with Engelbrecht's prior convictions, contributed to his prison term of 235 years to life. Samuel Ortega Ricardes was 16 years old and was with the Barrio Paso Locos gang when they invaded rival gang territory of Center Street Locos, located just on the other side of the freeway. Both gangs claimed different streets in Oceanside, California. That gangsters in the neighborhood became aware of the invading group and shot at them. It was when Ricardes was running away that he came face to face with the.
So this is right here where you see some of the homies back in the day. He's still alive. Some of them, he's still alive. That's oh man, that's base right there. Anyways, let's continue.
Local teenager who recognized him, and Ricardes raised up the long gun he was carrying and shot the other teen in the belly. 17-year-old Antonio Carachuri Perez died of a single shotgun blast to his stomach. On August 12, 2013, Samuel Ortega Ricardes from Barrio Paso gang was sentenced to 75 years to life in prison.
You see those years? It's a lot of years, family. It's a lot of years, man. It's a lot of years. So let me give you some scriptures, and now let's kind of move a little bit. Now we're gonna kind of change it. We're gonna stay in the same vein, but a little bit more of a different branch. Yesterday, I read this and something stuck to me, fam. So let's get to the point, and then I'm gonna show you something there. It says Joel 3 and 4. It says, "Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?" So, we read this and we're like, you sold us to the Grecians and all that, right? So, like, we think Palestine, like, oh, the Arabs. But you know what, family? I was like, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Who is there right now. And, again, connecting these dots. Who is there right now? Palestine lost land 1947. In 1947, this was all to the so-called Palestinians. And as time went on, it became the land for the Khazarians. So, what is this saying now? Because they're in the coast of Palestine. You see, so I started thinking like, man, that makes a lot of sense. And now I know why, with little by little, two eagles, right? Revelation 2:9, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them, which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan, okay? So no one ever is able to answer me why there was one exactly the same in the next chapter, because it applies to another group. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, Revelation 3:9, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. And it's funny because that's what they demand of people, right? But see, it says here that these two nations are going to be, in a sense, deceiving, right? So now, I'm going to read this to you guys from a book called, A Little Matter of Genocide. Let's remember, during the 4th century, spanning the time between 1492, when Christopher Columbus first set foot on the New World of Caribbean beach, in 1892, when the Census Bureau concluded that there were fewer than 250,000 indigenous people surviving within the country's claimed boundaries, a hemispheric population estimated to have been as great as 120 million was reduced by something over 90%. The people had died in their millions by being hacked apart with axes and swords, burned alive, and trampled under horses, hunted as game, and fed to dogs, shot, beaten, stabbed, scalped for bounty, hung on meat hooks, and thrown over the side of ships at the sea. Ezekiel 28, remember, fellas, that you will die as them that are thrown in the sea? Show you, just so you guys can know. So it's not that it's because we, and they're going to die like that. Because it says here, in verse 5, with thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, if you look it up, slavery, right? Thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Now, we know that the initial were the Portuguese, and they were black. They couldn't prove they were Jews, but they sure as hell said that they were. And they set their hearts as God. Therefore, thus say the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. We are the Jews. God is black. Jesus is black. Then it says here, behold, therefore, I will bring a strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. They shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. Watch this. And they shall bring thee down to the pit, as thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. So who was slain in the midst of the seas? Meat hooks, and thrown over the ships of the sea. That's what it means, fam. That's what it actually means. So check this out. Intentionally starved and frozen to death during the multitude of forces, marches, and internments, and in an unknown number of instances, they're deliberately affected with epidemic diseases. That what? You just want us to forget about that? Hey, shalom, Salome. It's not that simple. But I'm going to remind you of something. Look at this beautiful scripture here. It's a beautiful chapter. But I want you to pay attention to this, okay? Verse 1 says, Then Job answered and said, Even to this day is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him and fill my mind with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me and understand what he would say to me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him, so should I be delivered forever from my judge. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backwards, but I cannot perceive him. Meaning, like, I don't see our Father, man. What's going on? I'm lonely. Right? So let's skip this real quick. Watch this. Where's it at? Yeah, let me continue reading. Behold, I go forward on verse 9. On the left hand, where he doth work, I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. It's like he's spinning around, like, where are you? Where are you? You know? But he knoweth the way that I take. When he had tried me, I shall come forth as gold. For my foot has held his steps. His ways have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandments of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. For he performeth the things that is appointed for me. And many such things are with him. Therefore I am troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him. For God maketh my heart soft, and the Almighty troubled at me, because it was not cut off before the darkness, neither had he covered the darkness from my face. Watch what he says here. Is this the right one, man? Am I in the right scripture? Is it 24? It's all good. Let's go to this one. It'll come back. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. And it says, because sentences against the evil works is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. But see, Job understood. We as people of our Father, we don't have the privilege of getting away with things. It doesn't happen to us. On the contrary, we got what we got, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. A bunch of curses, right? Mental curses, spiritual curses, diseases, lack of military might, believing doctrines of devils, kinds of stuff, right? All right. Let's listen to this. Everything has a purpose, family. So let me get the scripture for you. I want to read this here real quick. Here it goes right here. Shalom, bro. Shalom. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 17. Awake, awake, and stand, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of the trembling, and wrung them out. There's none to guide her among all the sons whom she had brought forth. You know the whole story about the Llorona? It's literally the land, our land, crying for our sons, for her sons that had died. That's where they get the story from, which is in Esdras, or I believe in Sirach 44. Neither is there any that can take her by the hand of all the sons that she had brought forth. As a people, we are that nation. These two things are to come unto thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Nobody wants, fam. Desolation and destruction, and the famine and the sword. Didn't we just read that? From whom shall I comfort thee? By whom, shall I comfort thee? The sons have fainted. They lie at the head of the streets. Now listen to this. Remember, we're delirious here. The sons have fainted. They lie at the head of the street. This isn't talking about gangs. The silly doves. This is not talking about gangs, and I'm talking to the fake ones that use this as a... No, listen. Watch this. Verse 20, it says, at the corner of every street, your people collapse from weakness. They are like deers caught in hunter's nest. Why? I think. They have felt the force of God's anger. Isn't that what happens to our people? Collapse at the corners? Get trapped as deer hunts? Setting themselves up. Didn't they put snares? They would just, hey, just say no. There was no epidemic for us. So now check this out, fam. The Spirit of the Lord is moving in a certain way, and he's beginning to attack. Sit back and relax. It'll be about maybe 2 minutes. You'll see now what's going on. All praises to the Most High.
With that same spirit, that same sort of trying to draw you in, to trip you up, to make you angry, to make you denounce that you even believe in Christ and the Bible. That same spirit, that same arrogance, that same and after seeing TCA's behavior and this other person that I've had conversations about concerning the Bible, I have to now say there's some kind of spirit roaming in the UK that's taken up residence inside our brothers. Because I remember when he had riled me up so much, like I have long stopped cursing. And let me tell you, I was just cussing like no one's business. And then, of course, he was then turning it around on me. And so what you experienced this evening, I've experienced the same thing with someone else. And I swear it is a spirit. And someone in the chat said, this is a spirit of something. I took a screenshot, but I need to go and research it, because this is now the second time that I am seeing this attitude. And because time is so short, I really believe that this is a distraction sent from the devil. It is a distraction.
Not a distraction. It's not a distraction whatsoever. Because it's basically prophecy. And if you guys don't catch it, well, then I guess you don't catch it. Let's continue. Called The New Voyage of Italy. Let's go to page 139 and 140. So in this book, it says here that the Portuguese Jews are black. Okay? Who started the slave trade? Portuguese. It says here that the Jews in Rome, Portuguese Jews, but not all Jews are black, northern region, but the Jews who were originally in Germany, there's an example, Prague, Jewish nation, Jewish traditions. So he's talking about these things, right? But at the end of the day, this is what his conclusion is. So he's looking at their knowledge. He's like, listen, man, they can't really, their customs are all different. They can't tell me who their real ancestors are. Yiddish is not Hebrew, Sephardics, so shut your ass up. Okay, that's not Hebrew. Okay, it's not. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. It's a mixture of German. Okay, now, it says here, the answer I have then, to make you in a few words, about this affair, is that these Jews have furnished me with nothing that one can draw any use from. And indeed, what could they say to Christians that the Christians, meaning white folks, do not already know as well as they? Why? Because they know what happened in 711 AD. And they know that the Moors and the so-called Jews were in cahoots with each other. But they also know, because they have the material, that they're not true. Have they any secret source or immediate revelation? Who are those people that pretend to teach each other? Now, this is not a white man saying that only black Jews are not the people. He's talking about all of them over there in Europe. All the white ones, too. It says here, who are those people that pretend to teach each other? On the contrary, they are sort of poor sort creatures, so filled with false notions, so conceited of their monstrous ideas, that I would never advise young people to have any commerce with them for fear of receiving from them some ridiculous prejudice, like the damn Williams. So now you're like, hey, well, yeah, you showed it last time. Yeah, just be patient. Patient. So I'm going somewhere, man. I'm going somewhere. So now this is from a book I got, and I'll show you guys what it is after. But look at what it says here, okay? Instead, I examine the Methodist, Masonic, and Anglo-Israelite ethnological discourse that developed on one hand to rationalize the subjection of colonized peoples. You see that? To rationalize the subjection of colonized peoples, and yet on the other hand, meaning like you got to find reason why we're going through this, right? On the other hand, form the basis of an early theology of liberation from Britain's marginalized people. Didn't I say that there, if you can fit history with the scriptures, then you got a prophecy? That's what it's saying now. So here we're saying that rationalize the subjection of colonized people, meaning let's figure out a way how to make sense out of all this, right? Though we know that Bishop Crowdy and his contemporary William Christian were both dedicated Freemasons. What? Who brought much of their fraternal order into their Black Israelite church.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I have found no smoking gun, meaning that there's no like absolute clarity linking Black Jews like Crowdy or Christians to the Israelite discourse that circulated widely in the Freemasonry and Anglo-Israelism. However, there is much circumstantial evidence, including the fact that Christians called his teaching Freemason religion, suggests that Crowdy and his Christian had access to Masonic legends of the ancient Israelites, old Masonic Israelite ideas, and African-American traditions of biblical exegesis probably both played a part in the formation of their own identification as Black Israelites. You're probably wondering like, yeah, so, okay. I got something to show you. You see, the fact remains is, or the fact is, family, that as we're kind of going through some particulars, right? Our nation's developing in a particular way. It's like there's something going on. I don't know yet. Hopefully one of our brothers will see things that I don't see. And if you do, come on board. Come on board if you do. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, here's the link. Jump on, fam. All right. If you're a stranger, don't jump on, because I mean, maybe I'll let you on, but I got to talk to fam first. So let's listen in. Look at the discourse between these people here. So this guy here, TCA, is Thoughts, Camera, and Action. I didn't know who this guy was, but apparently this guy was something of an importance to these guys. And then the last 2 or 3 months, I was like, he's bringing a lot of masonry stuff. And let's find out what's going on. All right? You got popcorn. Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. Because the pillars of Gibraltar have finally fallen.
Fruity vibes. I'm just into the straight talking, innit?
That's good. So
you know how we are. We straight talk, and we still like you.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What you have been doing is the shoddiest work that you have ever done in terms of research.
Yo, hold fire.
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Wait, hold fire.
Wait, let him say something.
It keeps reverbing. Yo, listen, it's reverbing.
How do I sound, family? Am I reverbing?
You sound fine on my
I'm hearing reverb in my headphones, bro.
Okay.
I'm hearing reverb in my headphones. I can't even hear it.
We'll give you a second. Just let us know when you're ready.
All right. Wait there. We might have to speak one person at a time. It can't be like a open thing like that. Yeah, just because it's reverbing.
Okay.
So let me ask you this: if we slow down our tone, will that limit the reverb? You think? What can we do to help that?
Even about the tone, you know.
Well, okay, I'm just wondering, what can we do to help?
Well, it is. I'm on 2 different things at this.
Going down and with your exposing videos.
All right, cool. Let's crack on, lads. Let's crack on.
All right. So TCA, here's the thing. when all of this started going down and with your exposing videos, right, we were shocked, right, because this isn't of your standard excellence in terms of research. Usually you line up your dots and line up your pins, and you knock the pins down and you make your case. What you have been doing is showing a bunch of clips of videos of people with hand signs and saying, look, a Freemason, and comparing them to other people who are Freemasons, when our people are known to talk with their hands. And after they have already come and say, look.
Remember the title of the class or you know, research, whatever. No excuses. No excuses. Keep that in mind.
I'm not a Freemason, right? I just do these hand signs or whatever. Just like what Eshawn said, right? You don't believe him, even though he told you he's not a Freemason. So him and Deborah Yah and even Ron Dalton, right? They never claimed to be Freemasons. And I guarantee you, I could go look at some of your pictures as a kid or an adult or whatever, and I could pick out a hand sign. Why? Because when we're in front of videos and in front of cameras, people move their hands. They speak with their hands. So why would you go after these people with no evidence other than the fact that you see some hand signs?
All right, let's go with what you've just said. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. 1, 2. All right. So you said there's no evidences. Then you've also used the word that's quite inferring. You said go after. Now, my question is this: if this was me going after John Hagee, Israelite communities wouldn't say a word. If this was me going after Vo Cab Malone, Hebrew Israelite communities wouldn't say anything. If this was me going after the ridiculous 12 tribes chart,
Hey, Shalom, Vladimir. Hey, put yourself on mute so I don't have to do it. So when you want to close, just let me know. All right? Just put yourself on mute.
Community wouldn't say anything. Now it just came to my attention by looking into things and researching things, because you said at the beginning of this whole conversation that, I don't know if it was a blandishment, where you said, I'm known for doing excellent research, but glory to the Most High. Now, with that being said, I've looked into things and it scared the socks off me how complicit is at the top of the pyramid, per se. Now, why am I saying all of this? As I said again, it knocked me for 6. How nobody knows each other, but everybody can do the same sign at the same time.
So, like, no, look, listen, fam. What I'm trying to do is just kind of give you a gist of what the whole argument was, right? So apparently these guys were like, I guess, teams or whatever. I don't know. And he started coming out with like some videos regarding masonry. I showed you guys some of the stuff, right? So this dude is bugged out, and so is he, because let me fast forward it to this point. Then it gets a little more interesting here, and then I'll forward it to here, and then we'll kind of spend some time there, because I want you guys to share some thoughts on this. If you got something to say, just let me know, Vladimir, and I'll pause it. All right, let's play this right now. I think it was the 53rd minute, something like that. All right.
We can't hear you, tell you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. He's throwing up the exact same signs, bro. Don't speak about MLK. And this is the thing as well, bro. I know.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay, tell you.
Somebody even said in the chat section, don't speak about MLK. And this is the thing as well, bro. I know you guys know this already. I did a video on Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. He's throwing up the exact same signs, bro. Well, back in that generation, people weren't as hip to the information. He's blatantly saying what he is, blatantly. But the people at the time didn't know, and he's throwing up the same. And you have to realize, we've all admitted that many pastors and bishops who are ordained ceremonially, they're part of Freemasonry. Yeah?
So excuse me, y'all, but did y'all say I'm not coming through clear?
You are now, but you went silent for like 4 or 5 seconds.
Okay, all right, thanks. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I understand you want to point out that there's a ingrained problem that might be a viral problem in the world, right? Which is called Freemasonry, and it is a way that a lot of these people rise to power. We agree with you. Okay,
so as you can see, I mean, look, I don't know, but what do you think, bro? Like, I'm trying to like think about wrapping my mind on it. It's like, wait, your stance towards them is a little like not as aggressive as your stance towards Christianity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. That's what the brother's saying right there. He's saying, "Hey, man, if I was saying this about vocab or anybody else, you'd be like, oh yeah. But since you're talking about one of these Israelite bros, or you know, all of a sudden you're opposed. Bro. That's what he's saying. It's like, why is Nathaniel not saying that he used to be a cop? Just say that, bro. Why you hiding that? You tell your story all the time, but you always keep that, like, omit it. You always exclude that. You know what I mean, bro? Why? If you know.
Yeah, I agree. Let's continue.
Yeah, go ahead, my bro.
And you see, that's what I'm noticing about this. When I started, this happened yesterday, family. Okay, this is not. Oh, my bad, bro. My bad. Thank you. It's because I had it on mute, no sound. So let me go back a little bit. This happened yesterday. Okay, so I want to show you this real quick because they're being disingenuous, family. I mean, I guess that's the word I was looking for, being disingenuous. Because maybe he says it in this section here. I'm going to show you this real quick. You see, I'm telling you, man, everything will be revealed. Family, everything is becoming very clear to us now. Everything. I want to share this with you. Okay? Watch this. And it's him, and I don't know if it's this one. All right, let's listen in.
No.
Is your auntie a Freemason?
No.
Do you have any relatives that are Freemasons?
Not anymore. My grandmother used to be. We found out by accident.
You hear that? Did you hear that? Hold on, let me play it back one more time and I'll be quiet. All right, it's 21 seconds. Let me just be quiet. Go.
No.
Is your auntie a Freemason?
No.
Do you have any relatives that are Freemasons?
Not anymore. My grandmother used to be. We found out by accident when she died, and we saw this book, and we were like, "What is this?" And then she was Eastern Star, and we were like, and then she was Eastern Star, and then she was Eastern Star, and then she was Eastern Star, and we were like, we had no clue. We were little kids.
Ooh, hold on a second. Go, bro. Go ahead. You're muted.
Hey, can you hear me, bro?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, bro. Hey, you know that fool? What's that dude? The black dude that got choked out. What's his name? Floyd. What's his name? The black dude that got choked out, bro. What's his name, bro? The one that got the knee put on. Yeah. That fool, like his whole family was Freemason too, bro. You know?
This is just the beginning. Check it out. Okay, watch it. Let's continue.
From your grandma. We can say
There's
that
probably not a single black family in it.
From your grandma.
Listen to what he's about to say, family. Okay, you better record this because this is gonna blow your mind. See, I did not know this. You see, at Raza, I didn't know this because we didn't have these privileges. Now we're gonna hear later on about their excuse. No excuses, but their excuses because of the privileges. Let's continue. This is getting deeper, family. Like, let's be real. Crowdy was the one that brought these things to them. Black Israelites. He's a Freemason. What you want us to believe now? Now we understand why that whole Willie Lynch letter is a effing fraud. Now man, that is a damn effing fraud, bro. Let's go. Listen to this. Listen to this, family. I'm not saying it. He's gonna say it.
From your grandma. We can say
There's
that
probably not a single black family in the United States who doesn't have a family member who has some kind of connection to Freemasonry or the Divine Nine. Believe
Say that
that.
again, bro. Say that again, bro.
Divine Nine. Believe
Say that
that.
again, bro. Say that again, brother. Say that again for the one in the back.
Nine. Believe
Say that
that.
again, bro. Say that again, brother. Say that again for the one in the back.
There's probably not a single family in the United States of America that does not have someone connected to the Divine Nine or Freemason.
Okay.
What more do y'all got want, man? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's over, bro. It's over, bro. We know it. It's all an agenda, bro.
Yep.
Hey, we're the good people. Even though they want to call us the criminals, the cartel bastards, the racist Mexicans and all that shit, bro. We're the good ones, bro. You know?
Check this one out. Check this one out.
In the community, we have put people on pedestals.
Oh, my bad, bro. Did you want to say something?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm not sure if Meshi comes in. Meshi, I sent a message, a link to Meshi, bro. Hey, whoever wants to come on board, man, we're not gonna bite. Shit,
bro. We're the Warriors.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, where the Warriors at, bro?
Let's go.
You know?
Listen to this. Listen to this. Okay, let's listen to this. Because what our people are trying to do, family, in case you guys don't know, see, we're trying to let go of the old ways. That whole killing each other because of man. Because they're starting to realize, hey, listen, man. We're seeing this movement that it's not about gangs, it's about color, it's about raza now. It's about color, not color, it's about raza now. So now we're waking up. Let's go.
In the community, pedestals. And this is why it can be triggering. In the community, we have put people on pedestals. And this is why it can be triggering when we realize, hold up, what if these people are part of the same club? Just like when Martin Luther King, I used to rate him, respect him. Then I realized he was part of the club. Jesse Jackson, part of the club. A lot of these guys, you check them, the pastors, the preachers.
Wait a minute.
When you check out how the Hebrew Israelite awakening happened in the 1700s, it was started by Prince of Freemasonry.
So TC.
Hey, bro.
Yo.
Is that why they killed the other one? The other fool?
I think
the other
so.
black leader?
I think so.
Because he was on the opposite, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's listen in. Now, I think now you're going to remind yourself as to why this was important to me to play with y'all. Because as I said before, listen, man, here, I'll say it like this. And you know what, family? Last year, I showed you guys, and you're a testament to this, Vladimir. And I think Rick too, and I think Salome. Last year, I brought out this scripture here, Habakkuk 1:8. Nobody paid attention to me. Their horses were swifter than leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar, and they shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. Nobody wanted to believe that. Nobody wanted to believe that, okay? But all of a sudden, we start seeing like, hey, well, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Well, what does this mean? And now we're seeing that the spirit that was upon us, that a lot of us came out of these camps, we thought we were rooted. None of us came out of these camps. While we were in these camps, nobody was rooted. And when you left these camps, you weren't rooted. So all the shit that we went through to make it, are we Israel? Are we not? What, blah, blah, I don't know. All the doubt. I don't want to go back to Christianity. Now you're stuck because now you're like, wait a minute, I don't celebrate Christmas no more. I don't believe in that, but now I'm stuck now and not telling me I'm a Mongol. I'm not Israel. Guess what? Everything that we went through, y'all are going to now experience it. So let's listen in.
With that same sort of, with that same spirit, that same sort of trying to draw you in, to trip you up, to make you angry, to make you denounce that you even believe in Christ and the Bible. That same spirit, that same arrogance, that same and after seeing TCA's behavior and this other person that I've had conversations about concerning the Bible, I have to now say there's some kind of spirit roaming in the UK that's taken up residence inside our brothers. Because I remember when he had riled me up so much, like I have long stopped cursing. And let me tell you, I was just cussing like no one's business. And then, of course, he was then turning it around on me. And so what you experienced this evening, I've experienced the same thing with someone else. And I swear it is a spirit. And someone in the chat said, this is a spirit of something. I took a screenshot, but I need to go and research it because this is now the second time that I am seeing this attitude. And because time is so short, I really believe that this is a distraction sent from the devil. It is a distraction.
Wow, bro. Hey, if you got something to say, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna look for a video while I'm waiting.
Nah, bro, just it's crazy. It's crazy how the people don't want to wake up and just see it, bro. Just, you know what I mean? Straight out black and white, bro. You know what I mean? See it. Don't have to go all over. We're the good guys, bro. Like I said, everything. If we look like we're the bad ones now, bro, it started all because we started like defending ourselves when we first came to this country. You know?
Yep.
We came here, bro, and the black dude's been attacking us since we got here, bro.
Hey, you know
When
what?
you see
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, you reminded me. Check this out. I found it, bro. I found what we were talking about this, bro. That's a trip. Check this out,
Oh,
family.
yeah.
And I'm not here to cause anything. I'm here to bring clarity. You see, because a lot of times they call us that, yeah, we're racist people. Nah, man, we weren't even. Honestly, look, I'll show you this right now. Where's the word at? Here, let me hold on a second. Yo, go ahead. I'm looking for it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just like what you're gonna bring up, they always talking about, oh yeah, you guys are racist. You guys call us mayates and da da da. Hey, you know where that word mayate comes from, bro? You know what mayate really means, brother? You know, oh yeah, because we look like a June bug and we're black. Now, bro, fucking June bug is green. It's not black. You know, a mayate comes because you bastards like raping motherfuckers in jail. Back then, especially because our brothers, you know, Mexicans are little, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They went in there in the gabachos and the negros used to take advantage. Or the little dudes, bro. That's why the M and the Southsiders and all that shit was orchestrated, bro. Because, you know, like I said, you know, you mess one little bean, you're going to get the whole burrito, right? And that's what happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, we didn't start shit, bro. We came here to work. We came here to do what to do, but it was the sons and the kids and the children, all those people, bro, that will get them, you know, beat up and raped and all that shit, bro.
That's why that doesn't fly in Cali. Look, check it out. I actually found. Hold on, where is it at, man? I thought I put it in here. I took a picture of it. Let me see. Is it here? I took.
You talking about the word mayate, right?
Yeah, here it goes right here. Hold on, let me put it. But watch this. So like I tripped out on it because you know Guanatos, you know Guadalajara, right? So there's a lot of mayates over there, and I used to like catch them, but they're green, and I'm like, what does that got to do with them? You know what I'm saying? So now, funny thing, family, look, this never was a racial term. They turned They turned it.
Yeah, they turned it into like, no, mayate means a faggot, bro. They were faggots.
It says mayate, colloquial from Mexico. Mayate is used to refer to a gay man. Nothing to do with black people or slaves.
Nothing, bro. Exactly, my bro. You know what I mean? It was just we were just calling them what they were, bro. And they still are. In fact, here in Alabama, bro, I just came from the South. You know that we still be raping white boys in jail, bro. You know, and we orchestrated this, so you know, nobody messed with us, and we became very strong. You know, we very organized ourselves, bro. Nobody can fuck with us just like that no more.
Hey, that's a good scripture, bro. Let me get that real quick from bro. Hold on, Balambir. 2 Corinthians 4:3. It says, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid from them that are lost." Because this is enough. Look, listen. This shouldn't be what convinces people. You guys should have been like wondering, like, "Hey, man, black conquistadors, what's going on?" Wait, hold on. I don't know my history so far in Mexico. Let me dig into it before you go and regurgitate the crap of some stranger telling you. You know?
Yeah, bro. And now, bro, we're putting our guard down, bro, because they're saying we're the same people. We went from being organized and, you know, watching, putting our eyes on the enemy. And now we're putting our guards down because we think blacks and browns, we're the same people. We're not, bro. We live struggles kind of similar, but we're not the same people.
So, Raza, you guys need to understand. We're not, man. It's just bottom line. When you're in jail, dude, that's bottom raw how it is, bro. There's segregation, and it's not even forced. It's not by intention. It's literally the way things are. So, look, once again, mayate. So, for you black Americans, or Africanos, this word doesn't mean what you think. It's actually showing about who you are spiritually. Okay? Cain, sodomy, Gomorrah, Amorites, all of that is straight like debauchery. Colloquially, from Mexico, mayate is used to refer to a gay man, nothing to do with black people or slaves.
Yeah, and that's what the paisanos was calling them when they came over here and got locked up and they were getting raped by them, bro. They call them mayates, bro, because the paisanos just came from Mexico and all that, bro. They had that slang, you know what I mean, bro?
I see.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know, bro. I didn't know that shit, bro. I'm thankful you shared that with me.
Yeah, and that's the shit I get tired of, bro. Like, oh, you guys are racist? Nah, that was you earned that fucking term, bro. You know what I mean? You got that term on your own. We didn't give it to you because we're racist. We have no room to be racist, bro. In fact, Mexico was the first fucking país that abolished slavery, bro. You know,
outside of Haiti, Mexico was next. Haiti was first.
Oh, okay. Wait,
yeah, I know what you mean.
But non-black, you know what I mean? Non-black countries, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, the Mexican people never like looked at black people like that. Like, we hate you and all that. But when we like living up amongst you, bro, in jail, bro, they lock us down because black people all the time, bro.
Yeah.
You know, let's be real. They can't control each other. You know what I mean? They don't have no direction, though.
They said it themselves. They said it themselves that the difference is that that's because like apparently back in the day they're like, man, you know, you're your own man and you know you strip your own boots, so blah 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 blah, and then they're like, well, you kept teaching them that generationally, and now they're like, even if you're like let's say a Crip from another hood and you're OG, you tell a young buck, hey, da da da, he's like, man, I don't know you, you ain't my elder, I ain't from your hood. That's chaos.
Exactly, that's how they are, bro, and we don't believe in that, like we was talking about earlier, dog. Hey, dog, if we're about to get in a riot, you're gonna be in it whether you like it or not. That's how we look at it. You know what I mean? They don't look at it like that, bro. They look out for themselves.
So
you know, they just for themselves, bro.
So as we can see, I'm gonna show this physical aspect of what's going on, family, because when I share with you, and you're probably not understanding just yet why there's chaos among this ant farm that we're like looking at, okay? But I'll show you the physical problem that they're gonna be going through, because I'm not saying they're gonna fall like this, but this is what's going on in their minds now. All right, so let's listen in. Check it out. I had to turn off the sound. Sorry, I guess I turned off the sound because you know, they I think they blocked this one. I did a class on this and they completely blocked it, bro. Like they gave me my first strike. But as you can see, this is what was going on at those times, and apparently these people were just falling. Okay? There was no explanation. They were just falling. Chilling there, look at that. You see, when Moses warned the Pharaoh, listen, you better let my people go, or I'm going to send a pestilence that you ain't going to handle. That was one of them. The mental one. There was anguish. There was yelling and screaming. It was horrible, family. And guess what? Don't you think we went through this? All right, man. Did you enjoy living with your alcoholic father who was beating up your mom? Right? I mean, we went through a lot of our family members, man. Some of us got, you know, beat up all the time. Others didn't. Some people got you know, abused in some way. Some people didn't. And this is torment here. This is not a joke. You see, the cup that the Most High said we were going to drink, that was the first one. I mean, we died this way. I showed you guys the book I just read. Hung on meat hooks. Chopped up in pieces. Fed to dogs. Okay? When you're about to face death.
Woodgrove High School student athlete Colette Bain passed.
When you're about to face death, you don't think they get this afraid?
A 20-year-old nursing The 16.
That's all.
Suddenly.
Look at this last one.
Clots after intensive care. After receiving. Man suffered blockage with medical experts. Post-woman.
That's crazy right there, bro. Now it's your turn to drink the dregs. And I mean, I don't know why you guys want to feel like empathy, you know, because this is what happened. So let's listen in real quick. Let me know when you want to talk, all right, Vladimir?
You should give them the benefit of the doubt.
Bro, and I agree with you on that premise alone. This is the point though, bro. Listen to this, because I think we're missing the point. I've said to you already, let's excuse those two evidences. One, that he was just oblivious, despite doing it 3 times in the same video. Yeah, let's just ignore that. He was oblivious, even though the circles that they roll with, Zadok and Seven, all these gospel rappers and Christian rappers all throw up the goat, but they talk about the lamb. Most of them throw up the goat, but they're talking about the lamb. Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. No, he just is oblivious to the whole thing. Yeah, just oblivious, fine. Okay, cool. So then he makes an apology video, acknowledging that he saw the video with Watchmen, and in the same video, he's throwing up the same signs.
As you can see, this brother's like really trying to, you know, plead his cause, right? Like, listen, man, this is what I'm seeing, man. I'm just being, you know, I'm just being fair. So now, let's watch when everything goes berserk. Right around here. Oh man, this is hey, I told you guys I was dancing for joy the other day. I was like, yo, we're on a winning team. Remember I called you, Vladimir? I think I called another brother too. We're on a winning team, fam.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we've been losing.
What do you call? Oh, hey, getting back to that Watchman and Deborah. Talking about that, the dude with his wife, no? Watchman and Deborah, right?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Those motherfuckers. Yeah, bro, they're Freemasons, bro. And their son, bro. They got their son involved in all that shit too. Yeah, bro. Those people are Freemasons. Homeboy in line.
Well, check it out.
Go ahead, bro.
Remember that he said that his auntie was you remember what he said? His auntie was in Freemason, but she was what?
Yeah.
Eastern Star. Remember that?
That's what I said.
Real quick, because someone else is gonna say it again. So again, 1 or 2 or 3 witnesses, right? I'm not saying it. They're saying it. I'm just a messenger. Like, let's check it out. All right. So this is where it gets really crazy, bro. Here, let's go to the front. Right around. No, right here. Right there. All right. Let's go.
Forget me, forget you, forget me, all that. Many ministries do good, you know. There's like, what's the biggest music ministry out there? Hillsong. Don't they do good? Don't people get into a state of ecstasy and sing unto the Lord at Hillsong functions? Don't they do good? Jesus, don't they baptize a lot of people
out here?
Don't they baptize a lot of people?
Cecil and all them.
Yeah.
Those people out there are probably the very ones that are Freemasons. Up here
so what I'm saying is they do some nice music. Like some of their music, you just want to cry, you know, like it's so emotional.
That's
like,
true. But what does that have to do with the people you have made accusations against?
I'm just saying, why is it though, when it comes to Hillsong, we can say, yeah, straight away. But then when it comes to in-house, we're like, well, we have to.
I can tell you why. Because Hillsong, we can listen to their teachings and their doctrine and how it lines up with either New Age or Freemason thought. These people are more biblically oriented than Hillsong.
So because they're more biblically oriented according to your understanding, then that means they can't be judged by the same measure.
No, what we're saying.
According to your own understanding, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Now, hold on. You see what I'm saying, bro? Now, no, wait. It's not really like that. That's called the respecter of people. That's what it is, bro. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's right, bro.
Because he's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. You held those other heathens, so to speak, to a certain standard, but you don't want to hold our leadership to the same standard? Okay, sounds good. Let's continue.
Have no evidence to go any further.
Let's flip that. Because they don't align with your thought, do you get to accuse them? It
No,
goes both ways.
Not at all. But if it did not at all, evidence to speak for themselves. No
hand sign. You're telling me hand signs is enough to convict.
You're saying hand sign, and again, you're trivializing it. But at the same time, admitting that in the American space, there's a lot of Freemasons and stuff like that.
But see, that's a red herring.
One of the ways
they
okay, cool, no worries.
You're making false associations here, brother.
If you,
just because you have a problem with hand signs, you done made the whole planet Freemason.
So I'm going to tell you,
I made the whole planet. So that's a bit overreach.
So look, we're going around in circles. Let's get final thoughts from TCA, and we're gonna bring the rest of the panel on.
Yeah, get your final. We welcome your final statements, brother.
Wow, that was a bit rough. Get your final thoughts, and then I'll welcome.
Well, they got people waiting. And unless you want to take the questions, we can keep it going. They got questions for you.
Look.
Well, Sister Shana got a question for you.
Why are you doing that, bro? I'm dealing with you. I said I'm not dealing with no.
So now apparently, because he when he first called in, hold on, let me switch this. I don't like this speaker. When he first called in, he's like, "Listen, I'm just gonna deal with you. I'm not gonna go back and forth," because he doesn't do that, right? But apparently, as you can see, and just I don't know, man. Maybe someone else can come in and let us know of their opinion. But it just seems like they're really defending this. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit too much, man.
Hey, bro, they're trying to have black unity, bro. What can I say? But we can see it, bro, because we know that they're not the Israelites, bro. We know it. I don't know. Maybe they're being genuine. Maybe they do believe that shit. They're the Hebrew Israelites, bro. But we know. We see it. That's why we're like, but maybe they're being genuine, or maybe they're hiding it, though.
Well, let's continue to listen.
Shalom.
Rob, you're being disrespectful.
Y'all hear me?
I hear you. Here's the thing. You said so. When we give you final thoughts, you had a problem with that. I told you we got people in the back.
These are my final thoughts, but you're trying to do some slippery stuff.
No. Ain't no slippery stuff here.
Hey, sorry, fam. I don't want to just pause, but I want to remind you that they're like, there's them, like they're the same people. You know what I mean? They're all preaching, and she's gonna say something later on. You'll hear it, but this is beyond what you guys are even like. You're probably thinking it's just an argument. No. This is deep. So let's listen.
I'm the one interviewing Ron Dalton on Tuesday because you've been making a lot of accusations. So, I'm going to be interviewing.
Did you guys hear what I said? I hope you guys did. You hear what I said, Vladimir, or no?
Yeah, I heard you, bro.
Cool. Sounds good. All right.
Him. So I want to ask you a question based on the scripture real quick to give you the opportunity to answer for yourself.
Listen,
okay.
Yakuba, are you going to be that disrespectful?
The scripture, real quick.
No, I said
the script. I'm not going to be disrespectful.
I said no.
I'm not being disrespectful to you. I'm asking you a question. If scripture commands that you go to your brother who you have fought with privately, there have been multiple accusations that have been made.
Listen,
but the people that you're making accusations of said that you have not gone to them privately. So my question is, why are you not obeying the scripture to go to them privately first before trying to publicly blast them? It's a simple question.
All right.
If you refuse to answer, you can.
My question to you guys is this. You've set up this thing now to ask the question, and I've already said that I'm done at this point. And you're going to keep this conversation going and going, which is fine. And then you're going to say, oh, the wicked flee when no man pursued them, because I've said long time I want to go. And you're going to use that as, oh, see, he got off, and then you're going to get hype. What I'll say is this then, yeah, because that's the route you're going to take. And I'm realizing you guys are probably 98% a part of it because the way you're defending it, which is cool though.
See, there he go accusing us again. See, there he.
Did you guys hear that? You guys, let me play that again. Hold up a second. Let me play that again. Listen to what he says.
What? This conversation going and going, which is fine. And then you're going to say, oh, the wicked flee when no man pursued them, because I've said long time I want to go. And you're going to use that as, oh, see, he got off, and then you're going to get hype. What I'll say is this then, yeah, because that's the route you're going to take. And I'm realizing you guys are probably 98% a part of it because the way you're defending it, which is cool though.
See, there he go accusing us again. See, there he go. There he go accusing us. Oh, well, I think y'all must be a part of it. The way you're moving this is a truth ministry. And what we have noticed is that you are a liar and you're defaming people.
DCA, when you got
I'm not answering your question.
Yo, man, this is crazy, though. Oh my God, dude. This is amazing, bro. This is just amazing. What do you think so far, dude? Wow. Now let's continue.
20 fingers pointed back at you, my brother.
That's
Okay,
fine.
so you need to understand that. You need to rightly divide the
Yeah,
word of truth.
that's fine.
Rightly divide the word of truth. That's not what you're
Yeah.
doing. There's a lot
Okay,
of speculation that you're making, but you're not rightly dividing the word of truth. And you can go ahead and chop that up. I said it.
Okay, you said it. Well done. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Proverbs 27, verse 5. Ecclesiastes 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully setting them to do evil. Because people don't call out evil, people do evil and think it's normal. It becomes normalized. It becomes a part of the culture. It becomes a part of, well, Freemasonry is inherently incorporated into the American psychology. What are you talking about? There's more than one ways to do with the things. There's more than one ways to do with the things. Peter 1, verse 2 and 1. Wherefore laying aside all malice and guile and hypocrisies. There's a lot of hypocrisies in this awakening thing. I've said I want to go, not because I'm fleeing nobody. I have things to do.
Nobody
I've spoken
said you
to
were
you.
fleeing.
I've done a live on my channel at the same time. You didn't come in. You had technical difficulties. I've obliged you and came on.
TCA, actually, we're praying for you because honestly, we thought something was wrong with you. We thought that maybe your channel was taken over or something. We thought something was wrong with you.
Yeah, I'm good.
So just to let you know.
I'm more aware of things.
TCA, you're a coward, man. You're a coward.
Don't come like that. Don't come like that.
I'm a coward. Yeah,
don't come like that. Bro, TCA, bro. Me and you talked before.
What you say? I'm a coward.
TCA, me and you talked before. Hey.
Whew, man, that's a lot. Ezekiel 36:7. Therefore, thus say the Lord God, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. They shall bear their shame. You know why, man? That's actually good with this one right here. Proverbs 24:12 again. Proverbs 24:12. It says, if thou sayest, behold, we knew not, doth not he that pondereth the heart consider it? And he that keepeth thy soul, doth he not know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? You know what that's saying, family? I'll read it more simple. It reads, you may say that it is none of your business, but God knows and judges your motives. He keeps watch on you. He knows, and he will reward you according to what you do. What are they saying? No, man, it's for the good of the colony. It's for the good of the colony. Let's continue.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right.
Don't do that.
It's cool,
TCA. Me and you talked before, bro. Now listen here. This is something that I've studied for years. I have known about this for years.
Wait, before you start, you notice the disrespect, though. You man are 50 plus years old. I've told you I have things to do. Now you've turned it into what you want to turn it into. Then you're going to try and frame it after and chat all kind of waffle. And then you're going to use the one little precept to say keep things secret and private. But going by your own standard, because that's not my standard, going by your own standard, you've done things publicly and haven't come to me privately, and you're doing it to defend a person who could be associated with Freemasonry. You're defending him like he's your brother, and I appreciate he probably is. But this
hold on.
I have no time for all of this folly. If I'm being honest,
No, brother, you said your fill. You said your fill. You haven't even heard what I have. No, he left. He ran. That's okay.
Yeah. You gotta be joking.
No, yeah, that's what
emotional people do. They run.
But he's gonna take this. He's gonna take this video. See, because he done made probably since he came back in 3 months, he done made probably about 2 months worth of videos accusing people. And then when he gets up and he has to confront the people who are part of listening to and gleaning from the people who he's accused, then he wants to play the victim. And you can't play both sides. At the end of the day, he needs to be able to stand up and he needs to be able to give a reason why it is that he feels that he has a right to point fingers at this person, that person, especially when he himself has suspect pictures. Okay? He himself has suspect avatars.
The thing is, what I think
So, let's forward this real quick because then it gets a little bit like, yeah.
Brother don't really
point I want to make because this particular person said something that caught my attention. Hold on.
Accusing right with no evidence, and you have to admit he has no evidence. So now I'm a Freemason who was accusing us.
This guy gets upset, really upset, man. They're really offended, family. Hey, they says when you kick a dog, he hollers, right? They're really offended. If you're not part of these people, why are you offended? Just curious.
Of being Freemason or a part of the Brotherhood because we defending people that he is accusing based upon hand signs. As my brother was saying, next thing you know, you're gonna be accusing people of being Freemason because Freemasons drive red cars, and I got a red car, so now I'm a Freemason. Y'all need to stop the bull crap, right? I'm sick of this stuff, right? Look, here's the thing. When you see somebody accusing another person with no evidence, and you have to admit he has no evidence other than some hand signs,
None at all, right?
Something wrong with y'all jumping on these people and accusing people. Now, guess what? As I said in the beginning, Some of these people, we don't even get along like that, but you lying on them, right? You misrepresenting them, and they're not Freemasons, and I'll stand on that, right? And then he's going to be like, well, how do you know he's not a Freemason? Well, how do you know he is?
Well, I don't think his intention is
that he's make a second video and say, oh, was he being sincere? He did the same thing to Deboria and to Watchmen.
Let me get to this real quick. Oh, let me see.
My auntie.
Here it goes, right here.
Videos for 2 months. Why are you running away?
Oh, let's listen and before we check it out, I want to just read this to you, okay? First of all, there's this thing called Prince Hall Masonry. Okay, so now the guy's like, well, you can't claim that they're, Masons if you don't have proof. Well, actually, he does. Check this out. The idea for the creation of an order of Eastern Star for Black women was first proposed by William Myers. Okay. Grand Master in the Prince Hall jurisdiction, District Columbia, with Georgina Thomas. He said about getting the ritual organization approved, an organization approved by the official of the lodge in the first chapter of Prince Hall Order of the Eastern Star in 1874. That's 11 years after emancipation? You guys are moving pretty quick for being enslaved for 400 years. The organization spread. 1907, a conference of the Grand Chapel Order of the Eastern Star. The Eastern Star. The name changed later on. Yada, 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 right? Rosa Parks is one of them. This person's one of them. She's also one of them. But this is interesting because she did exactly what our sister did in 1917. She took basically all the power that our sister did, and just because she sat in a bus, it made a difference. It's all planned, family. Listen, they've been planning this the whole time. They created a history to match the Bible to preach prophecy. So now this gets even more weirder. Daughters of the improved benevolent and protective orders of elks in the world. The daughters of the improved benevolent protected order of the world are the female auxiliary of the improvement benevolent protective order of the elks of the world, an African-American spinoff from benevolent and protective order of the elks. Daughters take 13 chapters, blah, blah, blah. History says, though, however, I did read this, I think it's on this one, that usually the women, if they're part of this, it's because their husbands are involved. Membership is open to women. Historically, these women were wives and mothers, sisters, daughters, and granddaughters of Prince Hall Masons, right? All right. So they're listening to this lady.
After less than 2 hours.
But you know what, family? You know what? Listen, I'm from Florida, born and raised. My auntie was an Eastern Star. I was a Lily White. My uncle was a Freemason, and he had connections all over through multiple states. I didn't know what Eastern Star or Lily White was. I didn't know. But was I a part of it? I definitely was. I can remember all of us little black girls with all white dresses on, all socks, black shoes, and we used to do marches here in Polk County, all around the lake, all around different communities. I was a Lily White, so that means I was a part of Freemasonry. But unknowingly, I didn't understand what it was, and I'm sure my auntie Dora didn't know what it was either. My Uncle John, he knew what it was, but my mama and dad ain't know what no Freemasonry was when they let me be a Lily White. TCA wasn't raised and born in the Americas. He don't know how deep this churchianity thing goes when black people in our community were just coming together to be able to have a friend in Winter Haven or a friend in Tampa. If we over there, they can go over there and get something to eat or have somewhere to live. My people were doing it as a together thing. Like, I know this family, we can go borrow a cup of sugar from them because we're all in the same group.
Oh, wow, that's funny, family. You want to know something? That's such a, excuse me real quick, bro. That's so, I'm sorry my language. That's such a fucking fake ass bullshit excuse. Because that sounds like, hey, Christianity. Well, it's not about Christmas. It's together-ing. It's being together as a family. Yes or no? You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sí. Pues ahí está, bro. Te están diciendo. They're telling him. It's on you to believe it now. Pero como tú dices, they're trying to wash it off like nothing,
as you can see that all these people in this panel, they're involved in some way, somehow.
Yeah.
This right here, she's from Folpi, and she likes to say that we're Canaan, goes to Jubilees, uses some evangelicals theory, and then, but then she goes back to the Bible. It's pretty dumb. She's not very smart, but she thinks she is. And then her husband on the side, he goes, what does he say? He goes, what did he go? He makes this stupid remark like, what's he go? Uh-oh. Anyhow, man, let's continue to listen. It gets more interesting. Watch.
Knowing that the depth of this was worshiping Lucifer. That's not the way my family got started in this whole Freemasonry thing that he's talking about. He know nothing about real down in the woods togetherness. He don't know. He has no idea. He's just going on what he think he knows now. That's right. So that's why he couldn't hear nothing. And he continued to try to use you calling them grandmother as being a Freemason. He don't understand how things work in the South when you couldn't go to a restaurant or you couldn't go to a hotel. I know my family used that as we was going up and down the road being
Hey, you hear that? Did you hear what she said? I know my family used that. So we as a so-called Hispanic, I went through the same shit as they did. I never got invited to a masonry cookout. So now we know what those cookouts are. We know what those cookouts are, bro. You know those movies?
Yeah.
It wasn't family, man. It was logic. It was logic, bro. But you know what? All will be revealed, man. All is being revealed. Let's continue.
It's being revealed. Yeah.
It gets even more crazy. Watch.
migrants. They would go to different camps that would let us stay and have food. He has no idea what he's really talking about. He's talking about a few hand gestures. Child, please. These could have been some hand gestures. I got food over here. I got clean water. I got a place you can sleep over here. I know that's what my auntie and them thought when they got us together. We were young, and I was a part of it. I was a part of it, not knowing that this whole thing that my family was in was a part of worshiping Satan. That's not how it was. We didn't always go to doctors back then. I can remember getting my foot almost cut off, and this same uncle had some jars of this, some jars of that, and I never went to the doctor for a lot of things. So he don't understand what people's plight was when they was joining these different things. You were joining it through the church, so you automatically thought, okay, this must be a part of church activity. At least that's what I.
See that now? They're admitting it.
Who's that? Who's that girl? Hey, who's that female right there, bro?
Her name is Betty Bent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sound like all of them, bro. They all sound alike.
And they all admitting it. Like, yeah. They're like, yeah. They're not saying, no, that's not true. They're just staying quiet. This means that this is they join these masonries for the benefit of privilege. That's what they did. I don't care. Oh, because no. That was an exclusive club. So the hell with you to say that, oh, black and brown suffer together. No, motherfucker. We never had this opportunity. Ever had this opportunity.
Except, bro, the gangs.
Damn.
The gangs, bro. You know what I mean? That right there, bro, it goes deep. The gangs are involved with the Freemasons, bro. You know what I mean? That goes from white, black, or brown, bro. We got sellouts in our team too, bro, that's done it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But from a gang perspective, I know that, bro. All these gangs were orchestrated by Freemasons, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And it's true shit. You can ask any real gangsters that know this shit, bro. You can ask them, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're trying to break
that's
off.
The only part. That's the only part that I know that we have fuck with the Freemasons. Like not us, not the little guys. Like I don't know that. It sounds like most of these fuckers right here, the black dudes know about that shit, bro. But us,
they're on the even at a low level. Yeah. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Let me read this. Jeremiah 16:19. Oh Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and they shall say, surely our father have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Man, it's
heavy, bro. When they read that scripture, they talk about white people. That's white people. No, fool, that's you fools. You guys are inheriting lies, bro.
Yeah, let's continue.
You know what I mean?
He has no clue what he's talking about.
Okay,
you know,
I've got a question for
one
you.
thing I got. I mean, hold on just for a moment. And see, I want to explain this to a lot of brothers and sisters. Me and Yacoba, Red, Ashanda, we was really preaching the best. We always thought, no, this sounds like some AI stuff. Man, Yakobo said, no, this is not him. This is not. We preached that. We was believing that this was not this brother. And now, you know, this is me, and I apologize to all the brothers out there because I was upon the assumption this cannot be this brother here because, man, if you are a deaf Israelite and your life is dependent upon hand signals and his judgmental attitude, you divine nine, you Mason, you summon everything. If you're going to get that ignorant about hand gestures, I mean, you got rappers out there back in the day. That's all they did was throw their hands up. But not just for gang signs, but they just throwing their hands up for gestures. And this is the sad thing. How this here and trust and believe on this channel, you got his people on this channel. One person saying they don't like how Yakoba handled this. I understand how Yakoba's feeling. When you defending a person, you wishing and you saying the best for a person, and then they come out here and say this type of nonsense, that's a blow to you because you was hoping the best for your brother.
Yo, what up? What up?
Why is it nonsense, brother? Basically admitting that most of them got Freemason family in it.
Exactly.
And now it's nonsense?
Hold on. That's exactly it, bro. That's exactly what they're saying, family. I don't know if you guys understand. They're not denying it as individual, like, because it's like if you tell me, like, I'm like, hey, hold on a second, brother. I didn't experience none of that shit. I don't know where'd you grow up, but they're not saying that. You see, this is the secret that has been lifted from under the rug. You see, now this whole black privilege. Now you guys understand that this has been like the video that says we're playing chess while them two have been playing checkers. I've never heard of this before, bro, that every black person knew about Freemasonry. They knew that you could join it. They knew.
Yeah, and it's stupid for them to say nonsense, bro. It's a big possibility, bro. When most of you guys know, I mean, you guys are supposed little people, right? Oh, yeah, my uncle and, bro, you guys know about this shit. So you telling me when we go to Nathaniel or whoever, bro, are we tripping? We just tripping? Mm-hmm. He's a leader, bro. He's a leader, dog. You know what I mean? Why not him? You know? Yeah, bro. Go ahead, my bro.
Check it out real quick. This is from a book called The Maya Conquistadors, okay? It says here, watch. It should not be the black clothed padres. They really take money. They really ask for a great deal of money. They drive us mad over money. Therefore, these words we say to you, they are not lies, for this is really the truth. We will not prove it, for there were many black padres, 21, that came with the Spaniards, and not one of them knew our language here. Only one of them did, but that padre who entered did not teach. For at the time, there were no elders because they killed them all. Really, just boys. They traded in the kahab. Moreover, they wish to say little. The black padres, those black ones, they hated us. Hated us. This is what this is what our people have been saying. Remember, I told you about that book. I brought that book out yesterday, I think, regarding the how everywhere we went, they were basically robbing us. Let's see.
Yep.
No, that's not it. I saved it yesterday. Hold on. It's on playing with. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me show you this. Now you guys understand what this means. Now you guys are seeing it. Now you guys are seeing it, right? It's all been a game, fam. They've been playing y'all. That's his grandfather, a white boy, and an Asian dude who hates Asians. Asian-looking dude that hates Asians. Can't make this stuff up, bro. I tell you not, man. Our father has a very funny humor of doing things. You know what I'm saying? So look, it's like this, fam. If you've ever been in an earthquake, there's no stability anymore. You are afraid now because you feel something's falling apart. So let's continue. This falling apart.
You come up with straight, absolute common sense. But like some people said, common sense is not so common now. And that's what we witnessed that today. Sister Shonda, I am so sorry, sister. You know I was on the channel and I was saying that to you.
My brother, we was talking about this yesterday. We had prayer on my channel yesterday, and we was talking about we're not here to wrestle against flesh and blood. We're wrestling against principalities, powers, and rulers in high places. And our goal is not to attack TCA. Our goal is to eliminate the devil that is trying to come against the body of Mashiach, period. And so when he's operating out of a certain spirit, and we're believing, first off, just like Michael said, that maybe something happened with his channel. Even
listen, I'm curious. Did they not know? I mean, do they not understand that it's not? I don't care if you try to get ahead. You pledge. You did flesh and arms with them, but now they're forgetting that because none of them are denying that they've experienced that. So what you guys are admitting, even though you're not admitting, because he even said it himself. He's like, I bet you. It almost seems like 90%, 98% of you guys are with them because you're defending them so hardcore. I thought I was your friend. Apparently not. So my question to these camps, right? You so-called Hispanics are in these camps, Sakari, GMS, all you so-called Hispanics. Are you guys seriously going to sit back and not investigate this now? Are you just going to turn a blind eye and be like, nah, man, they were just trying to get ahead because it was really hard. Well, we didn't have that option or privilege. We were just Mexicans. Beaners, wetbags, spics, Hispanics that are illegal, murderers, wetbags. Now they're trying to get us rid of all of us, right? So who's trying to be a wabo now? They are. Who's trying to be a beach out?
They are.
You guys see?
What you bro?
That's it. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. You hear me? All right, let's continue.
something in his community tab, maybe his channel has been taken over. We want to believe the best for him because we've all been blessed by the work that he's done in the past. All of us have learned, unlearned, and relearned because we watch TCA's channel. But when it comes to now this new format, 3 months later, in this accusation after accusation, we're like, there's no way that could be this brother. So we're not trying to put him down. Some of y'all, there's a brother in the chat named Yahudim, and he has a problem with me being on this platform. Well, brother, get your own platform, okay? Because at the end of the day, we have been in the thicket of this for a long time, and we do love and care about one another. So if you hear emotion coming out, that's what you hear. It's love. There is hurt. We're hurt because there's so many things that have been said to divide us. So many things that have happened to divide us, and we know it ain't nothing but Hasatan at the back of this. So we're really trying to root out the devil. This ain't about rooting out TCA. We want to pray for that brother, that he get his mind right, and he get his heart right, and he stops operating under false pretense and a bad spirit. So yeah, my brother, we're going to keep praying. We're going to keep lifting up, but we're not going to sit there and let the devil use somebody to accuse people who are servants of the Most High Yahuwah and have given everything up to serve Yah. Not
well,
off
I don't think we should automatically jump to the devil is in this dude, and he, because that's the same thing we are saying that he's doing. I think it's simply he doesn't understand.
Yeah, let's listen into this guy here real quick. Watch. We're almost done. I'm kind of
done. Just like the Most High. Yeah, I think it's the same thing with TCA. But
I'm trying to find the right thing. Hold on.
Get caught up. Okay.
Okay, so this guy starts making sense of it. You want to say something, bro, before I let it play?
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All right.
Oh no, let me finish, brother. Let me finish. But here's the thing. Like I was telling my wife, because she told me about when he first started publishing this stuff. When I speak, I speak with my hands. And I've used those gestures before. I didn't try to do it. I didn't know they were Freemason or any. I speak with my hands. And when you are speaking, you have to, if your hands are showing, you have to do something with your hands. And some people just,
that's not true.
Their hands are certain positions. And here's the thing. That's
not true.
Yeah, so it is true. Let me finish. It is
I've got
true.
scripture to back it up.
Let me finish this. I don't care about the scriptures you have. I'm telling you, I'm not a Freemason.
Oh, okay.
Let me finish, brother. Don't interrupt me. Brother, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Don't. You should probably be muted if you can't be quiet long enough. So, anyways, I've done stuff with my hands. I put my hands down. You have to do something. And when I put my hands in certain positions, some people probably could have said that about me. In fact, I've given speeches. I've been on panels publicly, and I held my hands like that because I just did, and it's just a habit. I'm not a Freemason. Here's the thing. Now, the problem with what TCA is doing is he's making an assumption. He has no evidence that these people are Freemasons, and they said they are not. Now, we know that many of our leaders were secretly Freemason, but these people said that they are not. It is wrong to tear a person.
Hey, did you hear what he said? We know that many of our leaders were Freemasons.
Bro. That's how you know they're not the people, bro. We're supposed to be getting Freemasons, bro.
Yep. That's how they're getting breakdowns and understanding, bro. That's how they find books and history. Hey, you know what, man? I'll praise for them all time. Because for you brothers and sisters that are actually doing your own research and are finding this material, guess what? You didn't have a Freemason's help. We did it out of the spirit of the Most High. Anyways, let's continue. Let me catch up to the next one because this. Here it goes right here. Watch. So this guy's really offended.
You destroy people's names and their ministries because you say so? I don't think so. That's BS. That's all you got is some hand signs, some images. That's it. You ain't got no history of them being members of it. You don't have them teaching Masonic doctrine and leading people to Luciferianism or New Age. You ain't got nothing but some hand signs? Really?
And you notice the thing about it, if we really think about the psychology of all of this,
habits and things like that. But yeah, and he was struggling within himself, and he was two or three stills in him doing.
One of you two brothers, I'm not sure. Do you remember or recall who I am? If you know anything about me, if not,
I know.
Okay, all right.
Back. I took it personally as if I was trying to delete your comment. Do you recall that? Okay. Okay.
So feedback. You can't throw rocks and hide your hand.
Right. So at the end of the day, that's why I was calling him a coward, because no, man, you're causing all this friction and problem. Then you want to run. Oh, you want to manipulate. No, ain't nobody manipulating. No, we're trying to get to the root cause of you making videos, you screenshotting, just to remind y'all that they took his page off for a couple of months. So now I think I don't know if it's a money issue. I don't know. I'm not trying to.
I think you froze, bro. Oh, this is too much, man. Hey, I'm gonna say, how many of our people can truly say that we have the same experience? No, hell no, bro. I've never even met him. Like, Luke 8:17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. This is great, man. Watch.
In the day, when you look at the Indian culture, how they were set up.
Here it goes right here. Okay, watch this. Watch what he says.
Them the truth of what it is, and they'll be like, no, it's not about that. No, it's not about doing this. It's not about doing that. Like, it's not. It's a community. We just get together and we help out in the community, because at the low levels, that's what they do. But see, and they look, or back in the day, it was YouTube. People will go look at a YouTube video and they'll hear what somebody says and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden now everybody's a Freemason and everybody's into it, but they don't do deeper research. This thing is way deeper than a hand sign. It's about associations. It's about who you deal with. It's also about what you have access to. There are so many people that I know that are into this stuff that I'll tell them the truth of what it is. And they'll be like, no, it's not about that. No, it's not about doing this. It's not about doing that. Like, it's not, it's a community. We just get together and we help out in the community, because at the low levels, that's what they do. But see, this thing goes in levels, just like.
So as you can see, family, there's many of them that know their involvement. We're not saying, they're saying this. They're at, I don't know if they realized what these guys are doing. They're admitting, I don't know what the word is when I guess it take like admission to some crime, whatever. But anyways, let's go.
The ancient ones, the fallen ones, used to do back in the day. When you look at the Indian culture and how they were set up, the lighter ones are higher up to the top, because the lighter ones back in that time, you read Enoch, they had a little more Nephilim blood in them.
Oh my God! Oh, Jesus!
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I don't even know what to say about that. Let's kind of listen to this. This gets interesting.
So they were the ones who had access to more information. They knew and understood things more at the top. It was a pyramid. That's why everything over here is a pyramid scheme, because there's ranks and there's levels. And just like before you get access to anything, what did the fallen watchers do? Before they came down, what did they make each other do? They drew curses. They had
someone because of what you think.
I was in university. I was going to pledge, so I went online. And
here we go.
First them things, you guys were absolutely on point, and Sister Betty was on point. You know, when I was 14 years old, I started attending a silk stocking Black Baptist church with my friend and his grandmother. And his grandmother was an Eastern Star. And so I went with him to one of them things, and, you know, I went a couple times and it was like, yeah, this ain't for me. This ain't my thing. You know, and got out. There again, when I was in university, I was going to pledge. So I went online. And the first stupid thing they had me do, I was like, nah, I'm out of here. You boys playing too many games. I got to go. You hold this brick, nigga. So the thing about it is, yeah, we're all ignorant. Now, guess what? Guess what? In this awakening, I've read Albert Pike's book twice and realized, holy crap. See, when you're taking communication classes and also personal communication classes, I was always taught that the pyramid was when you're sitting across from somebody at a table and you're having a high-powered.
Well, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I mean, you should come back, bro, because I can't hear you. Check this out, fam.
You hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
I was having my truck. Hey, go ahead, my bro. I'm here.
Okay. All right. Look what they found. The times of an essence, I guess. Start examining yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You made a mistake. That's fine. Repent. Maybe you were being fed by ravens. It is okay. Just realize, man, this stuff is not fake, man. We're trying to help y'all. Watch this. It's almost time.
Show y'all something right quick. This is in South America. Look at there. We in the season. The return of the spring is here. This is the return of the sun cycle. Life is going to spring forth. When the spring come around, the flowers bloom, the insects come back, the animals that been hibernating come out. When we just ended the ice age, which was a galactical winter, what you call a cosmic winter, lasted for 6,000 years. Now we entered into the galactical or the cosmic spring, where the planet begins to heat. The planet is beginning to heat up. All of the things that's been hibernating are about to be seen again. All the energies is coming back to the planet. Now I know this sounds crazy to the uninitiated minds and to the Christians, but do more research. Get into some more antiquity. Get into Samaritan texts. Or look at some Egyptian writings. The scripture I already told you the other books was open. But you stuck. Look at that. Ears that brings forth life back to the planet. And it also is the judgment on the planet as well. It is the karma. It is the reset. It is the first being last, the last being first. It is the total opposite of the yin from the yang.
Yeah. What you got, bro? Whew. It's a lot of info, man. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear it? Hey, check this out. I got some breaking news real quick. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, because we're about to finish it off. All right? Let's look it in real quick. Got some breaking news.
Florida.
They tell residents there's a hurricane coming. Hurry, hurry, go to the gas station, fill up your tanks now. So the people go fill their tanks up, only to later learn that the gas has been contaminated with diesel fuel. You know what happens when you put diesel in a regular engine, right? It doesn't run very long, very far. So here comes a hurricane. These people are going to try to evacuate. They'll get on the interstates and highways and byways in Florida, and their vehicles will suddenly die. This is the ingredients for mass casualty event. Here's my question. I'm wondering, since the authorities are aware of the gas contamination, what are they doing right now? Are they ready in many buses, thousands of buses, to get these people and their families out of harm's way? Or will we watch a mass casualty event? Picture being stuck on the highway in the Florida summer heat, subtropical, 110 degrees with 100% humidity, with your child, your pet, your elderly mother, grandparents, or whatever, or just yourself. Now let's see how Florida responds to avert.
Damn, man. Hey, listen. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yeah, I wanted to do that. Hey, is there Vladimir? Yo.
Yeah, I'm ready. The sun is. Hold on.
We can see a lot of stuff going on now, bro. A lot to digest today, you know? You hear me? Oh, you got a bad connection. That's all good. Well, listen, I'll hit you up later, bro. But I'm going to finish it off because I've been doing this for 2.5. I'm almost 3 and I'm hungry. So, hey, shalom, family. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Again, this is just, informative info, man. Y'all need to start really digging into these things and discern the time. The time is at hand. And listen, if you've been in these camps, bro, just repent. Admit that you made a mistake. It's okay. We all went through it. Not a problem, man. Get rid of that pride, family. Get rid of that bitterness. Like I told y'all, man, don't be bitter. Most High has a way of doing things. He has a way of doing things. So, I appreciate you guys being here. Lord willing, you guys have a great week. I think I definitely will take a break from making videos because I think this was extremely important to share. But other than that, you guys, shalom. Appreciate you guys being here around. Lord willing, we'll talk again. And, man, just pray for each other, family. Pray for each other. I'm telling you, man, just pray. Because this is a big power move, family. That's a big spiritual power move right there. If you guys don't understand it, well, I can't help you. Hopefully you do. All right? Shalom.
Yeah, man. This is 4 Elements. All right. The gangsters of the soul, motherfuckers. Cypher. Volumen 1. He sentido miedo por verme desolado. He tocado el cielo por teneros a mi lado. He dicho te quiero a quien me ha traicionado. Pero nunca ha sido malo, eso lo tengo bien demostrado. Muévelo, bailalo, el sonido tómalo. Cántalo y con tus amigas gózalo. Body, 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 acerca, préndelo. Estamos envueltos en llamas, DJ, gózalo. Hey, nigga, track over track in a made a bomba. But don't stop it, reggae up, a nigga coming to the top. All of them, fire burn them for the clap. Keon in the area is the only general. Track over track in a made a bomba. But don't stop it, reggae up, a nigga coming to the top. All of them, fire burn them for the clap. 4 Element is the only general.
No pueden competir contra esta fiera. Tan distraído, me vi mordiendo las barreras. Sufre menos quien nada espera. Aprendí mirándome, empecé a buscar ahí fuera. Analiza menos, soy cualquiera. Guardo mis demonios, lloraría si los vieras. pero los tengo bajo llave. Quizá conversemos durante la noche, ellos tengan la clave para escapar de mí mismo cuando no puedo salir y me precipito al abismo del fatalismo. Todo se torna tan negro que cuando veo la luz resulta ser solo otro espejismo. Fui noqueado, caí como un titán dormido, al fin me he levantado y todo es caos. He estado distraído, persiguiendo sueños que eran vaho, arena, olvido. Ey, no quiero dolor, tampoco su ley o su opresión. Yo quiero un skate, decirle adiós, jamás su sistema nos favoreció. Grité Mayday, nadie me ayudó, ni la policía, ni el rey, ni su Dios. Yo quiero saber dónde se quedó aquel pueblo libre y su revolución. Llegó tu condena, te moverás y romperás los problemas, no es novedad que no verás otra forma de olvidar las penas que queman tu órbita vibracional. No quiero ser normal, tampoco singular, no hay norma que transforme mi moral. Logré quitarme los prejuicios, admito que estoy completamente enamorado de todo género musical. Con represión la condición es infrahumana, la religión paga con prisión al que nada trama. Piensa en fama, frustrado tumbado en tu cama. Te mojarás si llueves si no te mueves con ganas. Romper ramas por envidia, tu mamá no te deja plantar. Y en guerras en Siria y tú quejándote por no afrontar problemas de mierda o niñatos de mierda que viven en su burbuja, la cual nunca va a explotar. La diste en una mentira y en ella tu vida va a acabar. No ves la verdad, en la tele no la vas a encontrar. Tus padres te mienten porque ellos también creyeron que todo es normal en el mundo que construyeron.
No me queda nada de ese ruido del sistema. Vengo con mi pana construyendo una epopeya. Como Popeye, marihuana con vida insana. Las bajas vibraciones, mi luz le quema again. Venimos armados de fe y no nos dejamos arrastrar por la corriente. Hacemos todo al revés. Y si hoy no sientes porque de dentro afuera, que estamos creando despacito la tortuga, calma la liebre. 4 elementos fusionados con el éter, conectando realidades de la calle, volando a tu mente, despertando al ser consciente. Esto es para que lo cantes, liberando tensiones y abrazando lo que sientes. Oh yeah, Fondo clama, 4 elementos.
Switch.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes.
Niños mueren cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño. Y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores. Antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar.
Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Oh. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente, discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes, que investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente.
¿Y quién te ha dicho?
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.